on top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you're feeling it too, let's get it started. Throw your hands in the air while the beat is dropping. Acting like you don't care when everybody's watching. Just keep whipping your hair like that, you got it. Yeah, you're feeling it too, let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Charts off the meter, turn it up, blow the speakers, make them all to believers. Break through the surface, tell them open the curtains, give them all what they wanted. Yeah, now let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. Yeah, I'm ready, ready. I'm ready. Are you ready, ready? I'm ready. Let's get it started. Yeah, yeah, I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Let's go. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Give me something new. Time to break loose. Take it to another level. Now we on the move. Shout if you coming with me. Going over the limit. On your mark, keep it steady. So tell me, are you ready? I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
You're looking live at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway on the iRacing Simulator. And it's the NC811 NC Call Before You Dig Cup Series, round number 3 tonight. And we welcome you on this Monday. First, of course, Daytona was exciting. We had some fun here the other week ago, of course, at the Auto Club Speedway. Now we flip-flop. We're still on the West Coast swing virtually. Las Vegas, oh, they're crashing in the grass. And my colleague and partner, Viva Las Vegas, thank you very much. We're ready to go here. Welcome. I am the not-so-talented impersonator, Wesley Outland, with Elvis, joined by John Mustin Jr. John, you and I talked about this race tonight, and we really think that this is going to be a handful for this new next-gen car. Katie barred the door. Vegas is definitely going to be a thriller.
Oh, yeah, Wesley, it's going to be an exciting race here tonight. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. We did talk a lot about this track tonight, Wesley, pre-show. It's a 1.5 mile speedway, but this car with this low downforce package that's been thrown at these guys for about, 3 weeks now we've had it. It's a handful. The setup starts off kind of loose, but after about 10, 15 laps, it's going to snug up on them. So it's going to be a show of who can deal with the looseness and then turn around and deal with the tightness. And Wesley, I think we're going to have a very entertaining race this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hunka.
You understand, Cody, that the Elvis impersonations are going to go on all night because we're in Vegas.
They're going to be because we're in Vegas. What happens in Vegas, virtual or reality, stays in Vegas, baby, okay?
That's right.
I'll have a blue Christmas without having fun in Sim World. So here we go. Hey, let's take a look at the 411 bottom left of the monitor for me to try to bring some type of senility back to this broadcast.
Senility?
Bottom left? Yes, senility. Here we go. Practice session rolls on. Hey, that's broadcast school paid off. Practice session going on here. We're going to have two-lap qualifying. Two-lap qualifying will lock in the top 38 cars. 38 cars locked in. We're close to, 40-plus entries now. And then,
50. We
John,
have 50 cars.
50 cars. Holy cow. And then, okay, so for 38, for the other Dirty Dozen, they're going to run a 8-lap hooligan last chance qualifier. Only the top 5 spots up for grabs. And then they're going to go 200 miles, John Mustin, 120 laps.
Yes, sir. 120 laps. And as I was telling you pre-race, magnificent one, Wesley. We are looking at a fuel window of about 60 laps. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't see a whole lot of guys during the week that we were at Vegas in the official series pressing their luck going for that full 60. But here at the SIM500, I saw it last night in the Xfinity race. Some of these guys will try to push this car the full 60 laps on fuel. I'm going to be honest with you. They're going to be probably 2.5 seconds down on time from people who go in and get fresher tires. So that'll be something to keep our eye on also.
Weather conditions presented by ML Performance. 78 degrees, air temperature. Track temp is at 103, wind speed at 2 miles per hour. Of course, that will set it up here for your weather conditions. Pretty good, comfortable conditions. Going into the point standings, obviously Brian Macklin, the Daytona winner a couple of weeks ago, still at the top of the board. Chad Coleman, though, has got himself a win. Suffice to say, John, if you win the race, you go to the top of the seating. But also, defending champion of last year, Daniel Falkenham, is right there in the catbird seat from 5th up to now 2nd or 3rd in the points. Actually tied, believe it or not. He's tied with Chad Coleman. But again, Chad Coleman won the race, so that race was the split. Elliott Henderson, Thomas O'Leary the 4th, Scott Simley, Josh Parker, David Comstock, Bentley Glazier, and Byron Daly, all drivers that are just merely separated by 30 points, John. Anybody's race here, but obviously if you win that race, you at least have high hopes going into the start of the year.
Absolutely, and winning is everything here, especially with these guys. Super competitive. Every point counts, so keep your eyes on that front spot, or that front, those front 5 finishers, because it's going to be. I see some new names, Wesley. I've been looking at the points for the last couple minutes while you talked about it. Elliott Henderson, Thomas O'Leary, guys like that, Bentley Glazier. These are not names we're used to seeing up in the top of SIM500 competition. Some new guys that have, tried out this season, and look like they're doing a pretty good job of it so far.
Other drivers that we'll say are notables that we need to keep an eye on also include, of course, Bobby Weitzel, Jimmy Coleman, Gerald Livingston, Mike Kelly, Kevin DeBrown, all of these drivers that we will see along the way as well. Qualifying about to go down here. It's about to happen on the racetrack. We're going to step away real quick and thank our sponsors as we get ready for Vegas on the Sim World. This is iRacing on LSRTV.
This is our series,
so many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Well, listen, one for the money, two for the show. Yes, we're back in Vegas, baby. Here we go. And qualified is ongoing. We start with Jeff Hollingsworth. All right, that is my worst Elvis impersonation ever. I won't do it no more, John. I'll leave them all to you.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's right, baby. Here we go. Jeff Hollingsworth, the 97 machine. Coast Guard entry. We'll see what type of lap he turns. Cross the start finish line. 30.538 seconds. for Hollingsworth. And that, oh my goodness, he's got to pick it up. He's in the top 20.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the timing. Robert Frieri just put down a 30.24, Wesley. So, wow, that's a fast lap right there. If Hollingsworth wants to, I think he's going to call it a day right there. So he's a one-and-done kind of guy.
The 54-year-old out of Hertford, North Carolina, Jeff Hollingsworth, for the Old Guys Rules entry, finishing up with his qualifying time. And now we watch Richard Beasley, the Tide Ride number 10. We'll see what type of a lap he puts down here in qualifying. Richard Beasley out of Walterboro, South Carolina, 37 years old. We'll see what kind of laps get turned on by him. As currently Josh Parker, the Daytona pole winner, John at the top of the board. Now Bailey on the clock. Kevin DeBrown just went up to third. Check that now. Tommy Ryan to second in the 99.
We're seeing some fast laps put down in qualifying. Pardon me. 30.169, like you said there, Wesley, from Josh Parker in that 81 car. Meantime, Beasley on track with what looks like it's going to be a 30.4. That's going to put him mid-pack somewhere, probably in the 28th. Ouch, man.
Yeah, that's heartbreak right there, man. He's got to pick it up for sure. As Beasley, one more shot at him. There's the defending champion of last year, Daniel Falkingham, in that car number 39 entry. Working out, of course, the 20-year-old out of Jonesport, Maine. And what lap will Falkingham turn? Cross the start-finish line. Will he climb? Well, Beasley will now go to 9th. Falkingham, where are you? He's way, way down the ladder. That's disappointing for Falkingham in the top 45. My goodness, John, he's got to pick it up.
Yeah, I was talking to Daniel last night. This is not one of his favorite tracks. He was having a hard time with his Xfinity ride. Technical issues, actually, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll see what he can do here. He might have been taking it a little bit easy on that first lap there, Wesley. Let's see what he gets right here. 30.2, that's much better. Not good enough for the pole, but it's going to put him right up there inside the top 10.
0.099 the interval. And Falkingham will at least climb and get himself out of the Concy hooligan race, if you will. Here comes Doug Roth in the STP colors of Richard Petty, and I think they just said, hey, buddy, your time's up. And the man out of Hughesville, Maryland, is not going to be able to qualify, John.
That's going to put him inside that
hooligan race.
Hooligan race, man. We got 13 cars fixing to grid up here for this hooligan race. Wesley, why don't you tell us who's participating, sir?
Well, whenever the Team 126 Racing startup lid grid, I will. There we go. Charles Woods is on the pole in the 40. Thank you very much. To the outside, David Comstock in the Monster Energy number 13. Row 2, Tyler Hunter in the number 70. Mike Montesi in the number 6. Row 3 will find Jeff Hollingsworth, who we mentioned struggled in qualifying. Doy Woods to the outside in 28. Row 4, Ed Burrell in the 21. Bobby Wetzel in the car number 9. Row 5, top 10. Christopher B. Williams in the 09. Gerald Livingston in the 96. And shotgun in the back, Elliot Henderson in 37. And Doug Sigmund in the 04. And Doug Roth. Yes, Doug Roth got eliminated from qualifying. Like, your time, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Oh,
and
that's
he
harsh.
tags the rear of the field. He tags the rear of the field. I'm not trying to be a harsh guy.
Man, I'm
What?
glad you're not my boss, because, man, I'd be in fear of my job, sir. But you know what? No, all joking aside, Wesley, we've got 13 guys fixing to battle it out for 8 laps. Only 5 of these guys are going to advance. So that's 8 people who are going to go home brokenhearted. That's something we haven't seen a lot of since really Daytona. I mean, granted, it's only been 2 races, but you know what I'm saying. It's a big field we're dealing with here.
Well, we're ready. Just like the mail coming late, this race is starting late. The United States Postal Service, number 40 entry.
Wow.
Charles Woods. What? What? What did I say, John? Seriously.
No, nothing. We're getting ready
Haven't
to
you
race.
ever wanted something in the mail and you wait for it, you wait for it, you wait for it, and finally, oh, it's here. Oh, that's right. Yeah, was it? How dare you plug these other sponsors and our people cannot hear you, producer. By the way, shout out to our producer, Rocket Media, Live Sim Racing, Charles Wooten, and Jeff Stabnow on the call for this event. John, it is good to have you back, though, man. Good to have you. Hope you at least enjoy a couple of hours diversions on a lot of things I know you've been having going on for sure.
I appreciate that, Wesley. I appreciate you reaching out to me. You and everyone else did reach out to me with thoughts and prayers. It was well needed, and I really appreciate it. But it's good to be back. It's good to feel my heart being lifted like it is right now. Not going to lie, I needed this more than I thought I did. So let's boogie, brother.
They always say that laughter is the best medicine, especially being heartbroken. We're ready now for the field to come to the Geico restart zone. Or actually, correction, we're in Vegas. It's the Pennzoil restart zone as the pace car will drop onto the pit lane. Ready for Woods and Comstock to battle it out. Remember, these are a dozen cars. The top 5 will transfer in to round 3 of the NC811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series. Field comes to the line, side by side. Green flag goes in the air, and they're going to keep them door to door. Top 3 rows. Now the outside lane under attack. He gets some help by Machida Montesi. Work outside coming now. Woods going to the inside, losing ground off 2.
Wow, man, look at Comstock making the outside work early on the start right here. He jumps out to a great lead right there over Montesi, Woods, Hunter, and Doy Woods at 28. Let's not forget, folks, only the top 5 are going to advance. So we're going to keep our eye on that 5th spot as Doy Woods has his hands full right now with about 6 guys behind him who want that spot, Wesley.
It looked like a pyramid, a triangle. 1 minute they were 2 cars single file. Then they were 2 by 2. Then all of a sudden going 3 wide. They'll hold those spots. They'll work their way off the corner of the Kohler entry. Number 6 machine of Mike Montesi jumps out now to the lead. Back straight away. There's Woods. Woods now trying to close in Ford and Chevrolet. Comstock and Montesi now flip-flopping those spots. Montesi out in front. Time running out with Comstock to the line. He leads. 6 to go in this heat race, if you will. Only 5 spots. It is right now Woods, the starter on the pole, on the bubble. Back to 2.
Back to 2. Actually, that's Doyle Woods back there in 5th spot.
Oh, yes, I stand corrected.
That's right.
Yes.
Charles Woods is doing fine up there in 3rd. Now, you know, I'm surprised to see a couple of these names in here. Comstock, Montesi, these guys, Wetzel, these guys are usually not to be found in the consi race, the heat race. But, we got one spinning down through that's Doyle Woods going for the ride down there. He's definitely going to lose that 5th spot. He's going to fall back to 10th place, it looks like.
Can we see a replay of that, though, John? Man, that had to have been like just slip sliding away, riding on the grass. Oh, I'm flying through the air. Watch this in the infield for the Texaco Haviland number 28 of Woods. Watch this. And I don't think Bobby Wetzel gave him any help either.
Nope, he just got loose right there.
He just lost it. Look at this. Wow.
Yeah, he wiggled a little bit about 3/4 of the way through turn 4 there. And just as he got on exit where that car unloads there, Wesley, you saw it right there. It just looped around on him. We've talked about this so many times with this next-gen car. There's almost no way to save this car. With the old car, Wesley, you had side skirts. You had the car sucked down to the ground, so the air was not allowed to get underneath the car. But with this new car, you've got a hole in the splitter about 2 inches high. You've got no side skirts to speak of. You've got the diffuser poking out the back. Once she steps out, she's going for a dance.
And while that goes on, we're halfway home. 4 down and 4 to go here in this first last chance race. This is it. As it stands right now, Comstock leading the way. Henderson and Montesi now for 2nd to 3rd. Hunter and Woods top 5. Elliott Henderson now under attack by cars in the back. And hey, John, here comes now Roth in that 43 on the outside looking in. Got denied entry in qualifying. Now he's going to try to go in a 3-wide battle to make those transfer spots as they got 2 to go, back to 1.
2 to go, back to 1. We've got 3 wide right there on your screens, folks. 3 wide at Vegas. Got 1 car in the middle. That 40 car of Charles Woods. He was your outside pole sitter. He's falling backwards now. He is out of the top 5. Put Roth up to 5th on that outside. Looking to take 4th away from the 37 car of Elliott Henderson there, Wesley.
Field. Contact, sideways, hold on. Number 9, Bobby Wetzel, trying to go in. White flag in the air, the CRN1 to go. We've got iRacing, we've got baseball, we've got softball, and we've got soccer. All going on this week Coverage at weareCRN.com. Final time. Comstock leads. We're taking 5 into turn 3, John Muschin.
Down into turn 3, we got 5th place right now is Bobby Wetzel at 9 car, looking to sneak under 37th car, maybe take 4th away. But as I say that, look at the 43 on the outside, making a charge, coming back up on the outside. Here we go, down the line, Wesley.
Did he get it? There's contact. They're right. Drops to the wall. Wetzel spins it sideways. He's going to get position number 5. He holds off Doug Roth coming to the line and give the point to the number 9. Wow. What a battle there to the end. And they'll make it in. Those 5 drivers, there they are. David Comstock, Mike Montesi, Hunter, Ian Henderson, and you know, John, I know we try to show the battle of the leaders up front, but man, what a great job our production crew did showing that final transfer spot, because that was some awesome racing between Henderson, Wetzel, and Roth and Woods.
Absolutely. There was no battle up front. Comstock said, see ya, as soon as the green flag dropped, man. And, man, what a fight, though. And let's not take anything away from Bobby Wetzel, folks, there. He earned that spot. He didn't wreck to get it. He just, you know, there was contact coming to the line. But, woo, what a race.
We're ready to go here, and the field will be set in just a couple of moments. By the way, it's 200 miles, 120 laps, the same distance here around this this racetrack here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So we'll watch these guys get into position. All right, John, what do you think we're going to see here in this feature race coming up? Obviously, what's your take of the next-gen car from what we've seen from Daytona to Auto Club to now tonight at Vegas?
It's back in the driver's hands, Wesley. There was so much complaining in the last couple of years from drivers who drove the A car that it was just, you know, foot down, pedal to the metal. You don't have to know how to drive this car. Well, now it's the complete opposite. You got to be able to drive the car. So here we go.
Ready to go for round number 3 of the NC811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And here is your starting lineup. Josh Parker, Daytona pole winner. He's on the pole. We're going to go both rows 10 by 10, by the way. Tommy Ryan in the 99, row 1. Row 2 is going to find Kevin Brown in 93. Brian Macklin, Daytona Cup winner in 30, the points leader also. Row 3, Jose Gonzalez, the Macho Taco, 26. Robert Ferrari, the 3rd, in the 77. Row 4, Mike Kelly in the 2, and Daniel Falkenham, last year's champion, in 39. Top 10, Jacob Kaplan in 11. Chris Gabo in the number 5. Row number 6 will find Richard Beasley, the Tide Ride, 10, and Byron Daly in the number 06 in the top 10 in points. Bentley Glazier, the number 18 machine, followed by the Rhinestone Virtual Cowboy, Glenn Campbell in 44. Row number 8 will find Donnie Leah in the 29, Jose Medina in 24. Row 9 on the grid, Mark Jorgensen in 88, Scott Stinsel in 42, and John, your top 20 will find Trey Edson in 7, Shannon Wood in the 02.
Inside row 11, Tyler Dalton, the 19 car. Outside of him is the 49 of Justin Mons. Inside row 12, Chad Coleman, the 38 car. Outside of him, Joey Jatina, the 14. Inside row 13, Tommy O'Leary in the 08 car. Outside of him, the 41 car of EJ O'Rourke. Inside row 14, Eric Arnold, the 31. Outside of him, 54 of Jimmy Coleman. Inside row 15, Scott Silman, the 12. Randy Yoakum in that 8 car. Inside row 16, Jeff Ryan in the 3 car. To his outside, Tony Benfield in NC811.org 75 car. Inside row 17, Paul Krogerwein in the 15. Outside of him, James Somke in the 03 car. Inside row 18, John Fowler in the 48 car. To his outside, Anthony M. Calantoni. Nelson Rivera inside row 19 in the 22. To his outside, Ron Hollyfield in the 1 car. Row 20, Dave Comstock, the winner of the Heats race. And Mike Montesi, the 6 car, to his outside. Row 21, Tyler Hunter on the inside. Elliot Henderson on the outside in the 37 car. Sorry, my apologies.
It's that time. The field is set. Pace car is in. Team Outlaw Motorsports with the camera angles on LSRTV to the start-finish line. Round 3 underway. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race, and it is time for the LSRTV Feel the Roar. And Viva Las Vegas, baby. opening laps. 2 in of 120, 200 miles around the mile and a half here at Las Vegas. And quickly, John, the Pepsi ride. Cody Parker jumping out to the early lead. Josh Parker, Tommy Ryan, Jose Gonzalez, and Falkingham quickly climbing. As that goes up, we got trouble. Bottom of the racetrack. Issue, car number 75, into the wall, down below the bottom of the apron. And that is Stony Benfield, John, putting us under our first caution flag of the evening. Bonefield, Stony Bonefield, number 75, the native out of Albemarle, North Carolina, and the yellow is out. Look at the replay. Oh, Comstock, the B-main winner, getting caught up in this accident.
Oh, that is unfortunate right there. A lot of destruction on that car. I believe Stony Benfield's night is going to be done.
Heartbreak.
Man, wow. And Comstock, he got some substantial damage in that contact right there. Tell you what, though,
a tough break, man. That's tough. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't mean to step on you there. I was going to say, but in the 2 laps that we had, Parker was just hammered down, man. He had gotten out to about a little over almost a quarter of a second, almost a full second lead there.
And remember, there is no fast repairs in this series either. Honestly, John, there's no fast repairs. What you get is what you get. If you mess your car up, you got to go and try to get it fixed, be on the time clock as best as you can, or it hurts your day very quickly, right out of the gate. And John, me and you talked about this during our always extensive pre-race production meetings, and one of the things that you said was that you felt there was going to be a lot of cautions in this race tonight.
Yeah, and I mean it's not a judgment on the SIM500 group at all. It's this car, Wesley.
It's trying to figure this car out.
It really is, and this setup is just so it's odd. I don't know how else to describe the setup that we're using tonight. It's really loose in, and it's almost neutral in the middle of the turn, and it's wicked loose off the turn, especially coming off of 4 where the car unloads a lot. And I know a lot of guys had trouble with this setup tonight in practice. So, you know. But then after 10 laps, it gets back to typical old iRacing snug setup. So it's just really, these guys are gonna. I don't even know how to word this. I guess it's the best way I said it is like I said earlier. These guys have had to relearn how to drive this A car, if you will, the Cup car, because of this new package. Look at the spoiler on this thing, Wesley. It's almost non-existent. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean the times have definitely changed, and. You know, and there used to be a time where we would actually say, "Oh man, you know the spoiler. What does that really do to the race cars?" Well, you know, now we're kind of seeing if it was a hurt or if it was a need per se. And you know, I'll say this. You know, yesterday, and I know sometimes we chime off the real NASCAR Cup Series schedule of events with this SIM500 deal, and I'll say, John, I think so far the racing overall in the last 4 races, I'll give them a B play, a solid B plus for NASCAR for what they've done, because I think this next gen car is exciting. It puts the talent back in the driver's hands to see who can will these cars, especially on the chaos of control and also when they're out of control. And it's made the racing fun. And I think, honestly, John, we're seeing the same thing with the next gen car on the iRacing simulator package too for the NC81 Cup Series.
I wholeheartedly 1000% agree with you on that. And that is what I was trying to say. Thank you, Wesley, for being the guy with the words tonight. It puts the talent, puts the wheel back in the driver's hands, man. It's no longer just stomp on the pedal and turn left. They have to know how to control this car from the drop of the green flag to the drop of the checkered flag and all points in between. Because like I said, this setup's going to change on them. And as the setup changes, so is the driving style that these drivers choose to attack the track with.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So, yeah. It's going to be fun, dude. It's going to be fun. That's all I can say.
I'll tell you something else, too, that I find fun with these updates that iRacing have done. Probably this time by. They're going to come past the start-finish line. The lights are going to go off on the pace car, just like I took a guess on. I'm not a genie or a psychic. The lights are off on the pace car. They've also implemented the way where you don't have to run multiple laps more lengthy under caution. You can make these races get back quicker. We saw a time the other night with the LTAC series where, you know, we were able to go actually a scheduled distance instead of an overtime because they were quickly able to cut the lights on, make everybody make a quick pit stop, and still finish with 2-3 laps to spare without going to overtime. So I like the fact that you have also that control on iRacing to be able to cut the pace car lights off and try to get the racing back going as we're about to go back to green, John, with Josh Parker in his Coke Zero Sugar Toyota, the Daytona pole winner. Ready to bring him back to the Pennzoil restart zone this time by when they take the green flag. It will be 7 laps complete of 120 here at Las Vegas.
Here at Las Vegas, and I tell you what, it's some great looking race cars out there, wouldn't you say, Wesley?
Oh, yeah, loving these cars, loving the kaleidoscope of colors and all of their different renditions of sponsors and everybody that they have. These virtual warlords now settle in. The Titans of iRacing go fast, ready to send it to the Pennzoil restart zone. Green flag goes back in the air. Parker sails away. Ryan, Falkingham, Gonzalez. That battle going on behind the leader as the leader has pulled away by 2 car lengths as they set sail off turn number 2.
Set sail through turn number 2 indeed, and look at the run on the outside. Falkingham started back there in, what, 8th place, I think it was, Wesley? And now here he is up there to 2nd, battling hard, making a charge here towards Parker, coming through the turn, back to the front stretch.
Off turn 4, down to the line. By the way, John, good to see Donnie Leah back. Donnie Leah was not here last week, so it's good to see the former 2-time NASCAR Willett Modified Tour National Champion and a winner back at the Mid-Ohio Sports Course when the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series used to compete there back in 2005. That going on. DeBrown, Gonzalez, and we've got caution on the speedway again. Trouble somewhere on the race course. Down below the bottom of the apron. And it's going to be Jose Medina, the 24 machine, with a problem. Car number 24, Jose Medina.
Oh.
John under yellow again for the 2nd time, and here's a little more look at it. Oh, my goodness. Was that Benfield that plowed into him in 54?
No, Stoney's out. Stoney went ahead and called it a night, as did Fred Williams. He's out. But no, it looked like the 02 car, I think, was who I saw there.
It's Shannon Wood. Shannon Wood plowed into him. Oh, my goodness. And then the 54 car.
Jimmy Coleman.
Jimmy Coleman. That's who I was thinking about. You're on board now with Shannon Wood. Look at the contact. Medina got into Wood.
I don't think he knew he was there. I really don't think that Jose knew that Shannon was down there on the low side like that, the way he cut down that corner. Because I know Jose, he doesn't drive like that. He's not a, intentional wrecking kind of guy, or a reckless driver, I should say. So I think that was probably a lack of good spotting right there. Whatever it was, it took out a really good car and probably a couple of them with him.
10 laps in this time by as Parker, Falkingham, as well as Brian Macklin. Right now the top 5 with Jose Gonzalez, Tommy Ryan. John, you called it so far. 10 laps in of 120. And it's been 2 caution flags in the last 11 laps. So we've had probably, what, 4 laps at speed? Less than that? Yeah. The rest have been caution laps. You know what? We got a ticker down there. Charles, do your job. Bottom left. Our race simmer summary. There you go, brother. The caution summary. That was pretty close.
I plead the 5th, Your Honor.
Which, by the way, you people do not hear what our producer says, so you don't know what he just said, but he's basically just added him. He said, John, did you predict 10 caution flag laps or 10 caution flags in this race? And John says, I plead the 5th. So, well, John, right now we're at 2.
Well, like I said, though, and this is no reflection on the talent we find in SIM500. It's this car, y'all. And with that particular caution, like I said, I think that was probably lack of a spotter, or maybe Jose didn't hear the spotter. But this car is extremely difficult to drive at Las Vegas. And albeit I am not a good driver by any scale, but I'm telling you what I heard from several 500 drivers that I talked to tonight pre-race, this setup, this car is extremely difficult to drive. So we're going to see some guys struggling with this, I do believe, tonight, Wesley. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be kind of some cautions to deal with. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it. These guys will figure it out. I predict that we will have a stretch of green flag racing probably around, no, I'm going to say about probably lap 30 or so. These guys will get a handle on it. They'll understand where they're at with the car, and then we'll see some racing. It's going to be a rough patch between now and then, but I think that's what I think is going to happen tonight.
Tonight's race is sanctioned by the SIM500 Esports Racing League and the NC811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series. And here's a word from 811, the national Call Before You Dig phone number. 811 Call Before You Dig reminds you that before you decide to put in a swimming pool or put in one of those new industrial buildings or something of that nature, before you decide to possibly grow some flowers or plants or big excavation jobs, make sure you call before you dig. You have the possibility of knocking down power lines, water lines, gas lines, sewer lines, cable wires. It doesn't matter. Before you decide to put a shovel in the ground, make sure you call before you dig. And by the way, don't forget to join Brian Morehouse and his podcast on all available podcast outlets like iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Charles Wooten, our producer from Live Sim Racing TV, was also recently on there for a weekly podcast about everything in the world of digging sports. That's a reminder, call before you dig, proud sponsor of the SIM500 Esports Racing League Premier Cup Series. And don't forget, John, I don't know if you knew, my friend, NASCAR has inked a deal with NC811 as they are going to be the title sponsor for the April 8th NASCAR Xfinity race. Make sure you make your plans to be at the Paperclip, the Martinsville Speedway, April 7th, 8th, and 9th. That'll be one of my next endeavors with NASCAR for the events. That also includes the NCC Call Before You Dig 250 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Truck Series on Thursday night, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Friday night, the NASCAR Cup Series, all under the lights at Martinsville Speedway. Tickets are available, 1-866-RACE-TICKS. And again, the call before you dig, 811-250. That's going to be exciting too.
That's a great deal, man. That's awesome to hear. These guys at NC811 really step up their game this year.
Yeah, Brian Morehouse, just awesome people, along with Joey Jatina and everyone involved in the SIM500 League. Phil to make their way back to the Pennzoil restart zone. 13 of 120. Green flag goes back in the air. Parker pulls away. 2 car lengths. Now he'll go from the inside to the outside lane. Open that lane to Macklin. Macklin now outside lane to Falkingham. Like Noah leading the animals to the arc. They're 2 by 2 by 2. Laying it out on the chopping block of pavement. Back straightaway to the Nellis straightaway. Macklin Gonzalez now battle for those spots as they go to 3.
Falkingham chooses to go down the inside here, right there in the tracks of Josh Parker. Now 81, 3 wide for third. We got a car out of shape on the infield. 77 of Frieri. Down to the infield. Stays green though there, Wesley.
Yeah, Robert Ferrari III driving down through the infield grass. Oh, he goes back in front of traffic. Nowhere to go, and they all miss him. And the caution will come out. Oh, my goodness, he turned back up in front of the traffic. And what a great piece of driving, John, for everybody to miss the 77 car, a Robert Ferrari III. Wow.
That was intense, man. That was he thought he had that car under control. I guarantee you, I know exactly what happened. This happened to me a couple times. When you go down to the grass, you are just literally just along for a ride until that car gets slowed down enough where you can get back in control of the wheel. And that's when you feel confident enough to step on the gas pedal, and that is when things go wrong. And unfortunately, folks, that's what happened to Robert right there. And Robert Frieri III has called it a night, Wesley. He's pulled behind the wall, and it looks like that's going to be the end of his race tonight.
Let's go on board with Robert Ferrari III. Awesome job by our Live Sim Racing Rocket Media production crew to stay with the accident when it happened. But let's see what it's like inside the cockpit of our extended replay presented by Polt's Poppers Fishing Lures. And watch the 77, Robert Ferrari III. The MGD Miller Lite colors, or Miller Genuine Draft colors. Watch this, you're on board, John. Oh my goodness.
Great save. I mean, he did a great job saving that car. coming off of 4, but right about here, he hits that second patch of grass right there, and with the left sides, and that's what got him.
Oh, look at everybody missed him.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
First you say it, didn't you do it?
That was a great quote by Bill Cosby right there. Folks.
It was, yes.
I remember
Caution is out. Caution is out.
But that was what I was talking about, Wesley. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're right. You're exactly right. Hey, this is 3 out of 17 laps.
And you saw where he got loose at, right? Exit of 4, where that car, from the middle down to the inside, you don't want to be there on exit. I can tell you that right now. If you're low on exit, come off of 4, you're going to have a hard time keeping control of that car. But hey, let's take a commercial break, folks. Like Wesley said, wet our whistles.
We're gonna wet our whistles. What John said. Third caution. We're back in a moment. This is the NC811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series from Vegas, and you're watching it on iRacing on LSRTV.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Still under caution here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We need to get our jingle back, John. We got to get our jingle back, man, when we come back from commercial break. Yeah, a little 10-second jingle. You know, seriously.
You want me to sing? What you want me to do, man?
No, it just needs to.
Here we are at Las Vegas, running around the track at pace speeds, yeah.
The lights are off on the fired. The lights are off on the pace car. You like that? You did? Wow. Somebody liked it, John.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm a crooner, baby. Yeah.
How do you make your voice that way? Running around on the racetrack.
Naturally born this slick, my friend.
I don't want to lose our audience, okay? He's John Mustin Jr. I'm Squeaky Clean Wesley Outland. We welcome you back to coverage of the NC811 Call Before You Dig Cup Series, and the premier series of the SIM500 Esports Racing League. I don't know how in the hell they got us two yokels to be the play-by-play guys. But anyhow, we're excited. And right now, Josh Parker and Daniel Falkenham ready to bring us back for the restart here on Live Sim Racing. Macklin on the outside to the 30 car is, of course, Tommy Ryan. Jose Gonzalez in the 99. And that is the way it stands as the field. John, we'll get ready to come back to the Pennzoil restart zone. Green flag, 20 laps in this time by. And guess what, brother? We still got 100 laps to go.
Indeed we do. Indeed we do.
That's your cue to bring us back to green, John.
I'm sorry. I was just doing some calculations in my head, and I may fall asleep right around lap 75. So I do have.
Oh, please don't do that.
No, I'm kidding. I'll be all right. But I'll tell you what, Parker is a master at restarts. Have you seen each of these restarts? He's jumped out to about a 4 or 5 car lead is what I'm trying to say. But look at Falkenham powering back on the outside. Falkenham likes that outside. Not through. Oh, look at this. Parker slips up. Parker slips up in 4 right there, loses the lead. He's going to drop back to about 3rd, it looks like, Wesley. My God, he made a great save right there. He really stepped out right there.
Field works their way back to turn number 1 and 2.
Oh,
Falkenham, 2-car links. We got trouble. Hold on, Macklin. Macklin, Daytona Cup Series winner. Trans-service machine. Holding off now. Falling back, Polcar Parker. And well, that goes on. Kelly, coming through. Plows to the inside. Couple of V811 machines. Yes, Virginia 811 to call before you dig. And there's the also NC entry of Mike Kelly. Help from Ryan. This goes on in the top 10 back to turn 1.
Down through turn 1 we go. As you see right here, some of these guys are definitely it's just the car's just trying to step out on them right there. It's early in the run. Well, I shouldn't say that. We're actually 22 laps in. I'm not entirely sure how many green flag laps they've got. But like I said at the top of the show, Wesley, the first 10 laps of the run, these cars are going to be loose like that. We saw our leader, Josh Parker. His car stepped out a little bit. He lost a few spots. And then Macklin stepped out a little bit. Both of them did a good job to save these cars. But, man, I'll tell you what, that was a hair-raising, eye-opening experience. Battle for the lead.
Battle. Macho Taco going on there. 26, Jose Gonzalez.
How do you say that with a straight face?
Hey, I'm excited because my girlfriend loves tacos. And also, it's Taco Tuesday tomorrow.
Indeed.
And he reminds me of tacos. Jose Gonzalez. I love it. He's awesome. Here comes Gonzalez looking for the lead. He'd have an awesome Tuesday if he wins this race. And especially if he can take it to Falkenham. Battle for the lead going on as they work to the back straightaway, down the Nellis straightaway to 3.
Gonzalez with all kinds of pressure on Falkenham. He drove it a little too hard right there. He's going to slip up a little bit. That's going to give DeBrown a shot down the inside. But no, he slams the door on DeBrown right off the bumper right there. Look at that. Meantime, 2 by 2 by 2 back there. Like you say, Noah leading the animals in the ark, or whatever the hell it is you say. I don't know. Oh, a little tap in the back from 29 car, Donnie Leah, as he squeaks up there on the inside now, down the inside of the 30 car of Macklin. We got a great fight going on here for about 3rd, 4th on back.
1 top 5, 1 top 10. He's led 44 laps in his career. And so far in the SIM500 League, Gonzalez sitting now 19th in the points. A win would obviously propel him to greener pastures. While that goes on, Macklin, Donnie Leah, Kelly going at it with also Daly backstretch as we close in on 30 complete.
Daly down the inside of that 2 car, that NC811 entry for Mike Kelly. And he's going to try and slide up there, maybe slide job on Kelly. It's not going to work for him, though. Kelly back outside, on the outside there. Meantime, up front, we've got a 3-car battle for the lead between Falkenham, Gonzalez, Kevin DeBrown, and hell, we'll even throw Macklin in on this one here. Leah looks to be a part of it here, too. Oop, Leah gets a little loose right there. He's going to give up a little bit of ground to Mike Kelly. Here we go. This is the time of the run where we see these guys that can handle a loose race car start to make their moves. And as the setup tightens up, Wesley, what I'm trying to say, we'll see some guys make their way to the front and some guys fall to the back. Wesley?
Back to 1 and 2. Falkenham out in front. Here comes Edson now with some company there by Ryan. Sorry about that, John. I was trying to remember think of that guy's name there in the 99 car. He's had some off and on luck this season.
Yes, he has. I tell you what, I'm watching some of these guys,
and they'll work off 4. Coming back down to the start-finish line.
Macklin is putting up a really hard. We're at 3 wide now. 3 wide for 4th place back there with Leah, Daly on the outside. I couldn't see who that was down the inside. I think it was Kelly down the inside now. 4 wide. Can you say 4 wide now? Got the 7 car of Trey Edson sneaking up in there. Edson on the outside. Daly on the outside. Down the inside, Mike Kelly. Got Leah coming up the middle here. Possibly going to make it 3 wide again. Going down through 1. Mike Kelly now up to 5th place. Daly back there to 6th. Leah 7th. You got Edson back there in 8th. Parker, our pole winner. who had a little bit of slip up earlier, he's back there now. Leah giving up a little bit of ground on the inside. Look to me, Wesley, like the outside is starting to really work itself in.
Yeah, we're going to try to go 3 wide again here off the corner. Leah losing that momentum is also Parker. And creeping up on the outside lane to pull down to the bottom is Daly. While that goes on, side by side for the lead to turn 1 and 2. Falkingham going after it with Gonzalez. And that goes on. Second lead change, third lead change of the race. Falkingham, Gonzalez, Macklin licking his chops. He's ready to pounce, and DeBrown is also there as they close in off turn 4.
Off of 4, you see a great fight with Falkingham using the outside. We've watched him all night, Wesley. He's loving the outside of Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's been working for him all night. I don't see that changing. Now that he wrestles the lead away, going through 1 and 2 from Jose Gonzalez. Drop Gonzalez now back to 3rd as Macklin sneaks by on the outside as well. And it looks like he's going to bring the Brown with him. So here we go. Gonzalez from the lead all the way back from the lead to the 5th place now, possibly falling back to 6th with Daly on the outside.
Working their way. Turn 4. Back to start finish. Falkingham holding on to that top spot. And now Macklin will move into P2. Brown there to 3rd. Inside, they go to the outside lane now.
That outside, I tell you what, I'm watching cars back in the rest of the field. The outside lane is really starting to stack up with drivers, figuring out that that's where the car handles the best right now. I mean, here we are, lap 33 of 120. Technically, they've only been green on this run for about 10 laps. And, you know, we've got a grand total of maybe 17, 18 laps on these tires now. So we're in that spot, Wesley, where I talked about at the beginning of the race. Now the car's starting to snug up a little bit. And for whatever reason, that car feels better on the outside when it gets tight. You'll see these guys start lifting a little bit earlier, going into the turns. Get this car, you know, just to roll to the turns a little bit. Man, look at this fight right here. You got Macklin all over the back bumper of Falkingham. Now, Falkingham's going to take that line away as we go through 3 and 4. We saw him earlier in the race, though, Wesley. As we go through 3 and 4, he dropped down the inside, but now he sees the high side coming in. He's going to try and keep those guys from getting outside of him as he goes through these turns.
While that goes on, Macklin up on the outside to Brown back on the bottom. And while that happens, it is also Falkingham pulling away. Gonzalez at one time fighting for the lead, now falls all the way back in the clutches of the top 5 near Daly and Leah. While that goes on, off turn 4, back to the Pennzoil restart zone.
Oh,
contact! Macklin gets him loose. Brown got into him. He pushes up the racetrack. Here comes the cavalry, says, excuse me, I'm coming through now. Gonzalez will clear him. Leah will clear him. Daly, Macklin just opened the door, step right up, come on in. The ground tours for the top 3 at Vegas. And Falkingham is still the man out in front saying, phew, John, I'm glad that wasn't in front of me.
That was a great shot. Thank you, producer Cody. We rode along on board of Mike Kelly's roof cam to see exactly what happened there. And you saw it, folks, just a little bit of contact, and it bottlenecked the entire top 10 right there. So we have a lot of position changes right there, Wesley. A lot of them.
It certainly did. A lot of crazy shenanigans right there as Kaplan in the FedEx number 11. Shades of the Joe Gibbs racing machine of Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, I've been watching Kaplan on the other screen here for about the last 8 laps. He's like Falkingham, loves the outside line. He's picked up several spots now on that outside line, and he's making it work for him. And you know, I'm not really a JGR fan, but I am digging that FedEx paint scheme.
I am. Always enjoyed that paint scheme there. Edson behind him, or in front of him actually, in the 7. Not for long though. Here comes Ryan.
Ooh, look at that run.
Wow, look at this momentum for Edson out of nowhere. And now Kaplan trying to make something happen up on the outside, but nobody will run with him up on the top shelf of the Angels Expressway, where Grandma hides the cookies from Grandpa off of turn 4 to the line. And we're closing in on 40 laps in here at Vegas. John, are you okay? John?
I'm working on it.
John might need to reset here for a second as they work into 3. Macklin and Kaplan going at it there. And this is Trey Edson in the 7 car. Kaplan behind him. Passing damage cars. And John, all this goes on in turn 1 here in Vegas.
Turn 1, as we look back through that window, the back window, that was a great shot. Another important thing to note is that hole right back there in the back of that window. There's a matching hole up front. That's something we never saw before on the Cup cars, and that's strictly for cooling off the inside of the car, is what I was told. When I asked a buddy of mine who actually works at NASCAR, I saw that on the real life car. I was like, I've never seen that. It kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it, of trying to keep the cars on the ground. He said it's strictly for cooling. They found that the inside of these cars were getting so hot when they were practicing them that they had to do something. So, and he said it doesn't really affect, how we used to be afraid of these cars getting upside down, Wesley, when they got backwards. Well, it doesn't really affect that, but it helps the drivers out a lot. Oh, contact! Parker just gave a little nudge to Leah right there. We're seeing that. This is the time of the race where these guys need to either go or get out of the way, is how it works. And wow, that could have been a big one, but believe it or not, Leah's just tipped on trucking, as Parker's going to work the outside now.
We're 40 laps in, 1/3 of the race remaining here, and the round 3 at Vegas. Let's give you your full field rundown as it stands right now. Falkenham leads. Daniel Falkenham out in front. Kevin Brown in second. Byron Daly third. Jose Gonzalez flip-flop third and fourth, along with Josh Parker, the top 5. Donnie Leah, Trey Edson, Jacob Kaplan, Tommy Ryan, and Justin Mons, the top 10. Brian Macklin, 11, climbing up from his mishap.
Oh, contact and wreck.
Oh, no. Wow, and the caution's out. Caution is out, and that is the 44. Glenn Campbell wrecked, along with some other cars. Caution out for the 4th time here at Vegas.
Watch that 37 car on the outside right here. I think that's where it's going to start.
Oh. And that's the 37 of Elliott Henderson. John,
oh,
watch it.
yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Just ran each other up the wall. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I think Glenn thought maybe he was clear to try to arc his car down through that corner right there, and he wasn't, just by a hair. Just a little contact, and that's all it takes right here with these cars. It's just a smidgen of contact. As we ride along right here on the 44 of Glenn Campbell, we'll see it from his point of view. He's just going to ease up a little bit. Unfortunately, that space was not clear.
Nowhere to go for Glenn Campbell in car number 44, as he also gets lapped on lap 44.
Man. Well, I think we're going to see a lot of pit stops coming up here, Wesley.
I think so, too. Yeah.
It's about that time of the race. The tires are definitely gone. They had a nice long green flag run right there. So we're going to pop in here, and here we go. Leaders are coming in now. We're going to get forward fuel, I'm sure of it. 3 sets of tires, if I'm not mistaken.
3 sets plus the set that they're given.
Right.
80% fuel window. 2 attempts at a green white check. And remember, this is a fixed setup series. No fast repairs. Almost the entire cavalry, all 36 virtual charter members of the Fraternal Order of iRacing Go Fast, go to their pit stall. Some overshot their stall. That was Falkenham. Falkenham made a little mistake, and you see that it was like a half a second, but it could cost more seconds off the pit lane on the racetrack, John, as here comes cars rolling down. Mistake made. Falkenham still rolls out. DeBrown is down. 3 wide as they come off the pit lane. DeBrown is going to win the race off pit road, or they're going to give it to Falkenham.
Wow.
Boy,
Wow.
I thought Kevin DeBrown had the race off pit road. They stuck it 3 and 4 wide. They were running out of room.
I tell you what, I've known these guys for years, as have you, and you'll probably agree with me on this. There is an attitude of no quarter given and none taken.
That's
when
right.
It comes to these guys, man.
And you got to think too, Falkenham made a mistake, John. He was like, okay, I made a mistake. I got to get back out in front. He might have changed, something quickly on setup, decided to do something differently than what he was going to do. And you see the end exchange. Yes, the cars that are now pitting. Some cars are pitting. Some cars a lap down or more are now coming to the pit lane. James Somke has not pitted. He's now the new leader. It will cycle back around to Daniel Falkenham. And, of course, the opportunity will come on 1 to go if somebody wants to take the wave around, which maybe John Somke might, because he was in the lead, and now he's back on the lead lap. He might have been a lap down, so that might be something we're going to see as James Somke, and then maybe he's actually being scored as the leader. You're exactly right. And how about them colors, John? Man, I think of that colors, and I think of the 25th anniversary of Richard Childress and the Silver Bullet car. And I'll never forget going to Charlotte, and I'll never forget sitting in the grandstands at turn 4 with my dad and watching the silver car and the magenta 17 of Darrell Waltrip wreck each other coming off of turn number 4 through the dog leg.
I remember that. Yep. And that was
I think it was 96, 97.
Yeah, I was about to say it was mid-90s, somewhere in there, man. Long time ago. Back with those Lumina cars. God, I love the Lumina, man.
So if you remember the Silver Bullet car, I think it was the 25th anniversary of Richard Childress Racing. I want to say it was 90. It was 96 was the USA Olympics car, the Olympic car.
Yeah, it was a Monte Carlo. You're right.
97 was the orange Wheaties car. 98 was the chroma color crazy rainbow looking ghetto paint scar car for Earnhardt.
I remember that God, who was the artist?
So I think it was 94 and 95 when he drove that silver number 3.
I can't believe Somke stayed out with damage at that. Look at the front end of that car, Wesley.
Yes,
so he's got old tires and damage on the car. Oh, this could be crazy.
I thought
and he's
you
on the
looking it
outside
up on
line.
Google.
No. I trust your instinct on this one, man. Your memory has always been good. It's never failed.
I try to be. Charles is like, dude, forget all of y'all. I was 10 years old when that happened. It's like, anyhow, I'm ready to bring Somke back to the restart. The iRacing pace car. John, we had Angel Ortega the other night in the Northwest Truck Series drive the official pace truck in the race. I don't know how in the hell he pulled it off, but he actually had the official pace truck wrap job driving.
Oh, yes, I saw that. Yes,
on Thursday night.
I saw that. I was quite entertained by that, actually.
How he pulled it off is beyond me. So,
yeah,
and that was the same night that my girlfriend Jackie was watching the dirt race with the Power I 410 midgets. And she's like, I'm digging that pace truck.
Well, hello.
Mommy Gertrude says hi to Rayburn.
And we're
back
to the bottleneck. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. Storm brewing.
Man, he's got no power. He's so down on power right now. What I'd really love to know what he was thinking by starting like that.
He's a sitting duck now. Maybe he thought there was going to be a quick yellow, John.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have made any difference as far back. He's lost 20 spots right off the bat.
Whoa!
Oh,
Parker.
big hit.
Sideways below the apron. Gonzalez will take it, so will Leah. Daly will follow through, and they'll punch their ticket into the inside. 3 wide. Parker with a problem. Something amiss on the 81 Coca-Cola, or correction, oh my God, they're going to kill me. The Pepsi Zero Sugar entry of his car. And yes, there's a Coke Zero Sugar, so there has to be a Pepsi Zero Sugar. And just to make our Pepsi people happy on the car, I am a proud lover of Pepsi. Oh, into the wall! Trouble, Falkingham!
Was that
Falkingham crashes! Falkingham, defending champion, stalls below the flag stand. Caution is out on lap number 50. It is Daniel Falkingham putting us under yellow flag for the 5th time. And John, could that be what Mr. Somke was waiting for?
If it was, it didn't do him any good, though. He lost a lot of ground. Oh, a little contact there from DeBrown, and he almost saved it. Then he locks up right here. I'm not sure what that was.
Kevin DeBrown and Daniel Falkingham making contact with 70 laps to go. We are less than 10 laps to halfway. They make contact coming off of turn 4, down the front straightaway, and Falkingham into the fence.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with my producer. I can't exactly.
Did he intentionally bring out the yellow? That's the question, or did his car lock up?
I'm calling it like I saw it. No, dude, I'm calling it like I saw it. He stopped. He had no reason to stop his car right there. slammed the brakes on like he did. He just outright stopped and brought the caution out. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I might be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing. There was absolutely no need to stop.
Let's watch this again. Let's go on board with Falkingham in 39, and we'll look at the RPMs in the cockpit. An extended replay presented by Polt's Poppers Fishing Lures. Watch this. Watch this driver in the number 39. Okay, I think we're going to make another lap, but that's okay. So we're on board. There's Kevin DeBrown, John, and you can see DeBrown was all over it on the inside. Yep. He was all there, had a run. They're on the Mela straightaway. Yeah, that has nothing to do with it, though. They're just bumping and banging for position. Watch the RPMs. Watch the gauge here. Contact, sideways, contact in the wall. Oh, he killed it. He just killed it.
No, he just stopped the car.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, there was no reason for him to do that. He could have kept going, but you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what happened. He knew he had damage, a lot of it, and this is going to give him the opportunity to get some of it fixed without losing a lap.
So there's no penalty, but there's no penalty, I guess, in the series for bringing out a caution?
I don't know. I really wish I could answer that, but I do not know.
Well, it's been a while since we took a break, so let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll assess things. We're approaching halfway. DeBrown, Gonzalez, Leah. Matter of fact, let's go side by side. Let's just check out some of the cool commercials, and you can see what else is going on racetrack. As now, because of that contact with Daniel Falkingham, Kevin DeBrown is now your new leader. This is the SIM500 NC811. Call before you dig. Cup Series at Las Vegas on iRacing on LSRTV.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We stepped away to thank our sponsors, but also, John, you find anything out with us in regards of Falkingham and his caution in 39? He'll be back with us in just a moment. I believe he is still consulting with the SIM500 Esports League officials. Welcome back. Charles Wooten, Jeff Stabdow, Rocket Media, Live Sim Racing in the house. I am Wesley Outland, John Mustian Jr. alongside. We welcome you. Round number 3 of the SIM500. Call before you dig, 811 NC Cup Series. The NC811 call before you dig Cup Series. Okay, I'm OCD. I wanted to make sure I had it right. And we're ready to come back for the restart here in just a moment. We're also approaching halfway. Kevin DeBrown is the leader. There was contact between him and Falkingham. Falkingham came down to the pit lane, had to have service to get repairs. No fast repairs. So we had to use up that time on the pit lane. Put him now still on the lead lap, but all the way in 33rd. Jose Gonzalez, Byron Daly, Donna Leah, Tommy Ryan, Mons, Parker, Macklin, Kelly, Edson, 10. Pace car getting ready to drop onto the pit lane. field. Pennzoil restart zone. Leader, whether on the outside, is the fast car. The pole car goes first. That is the Brown, and he gets a big, big jump over the field. Gonzalez in a nice battle between Leah, Daly, Mons, Macklin as they work off of turn 2.
Well, that was a great restart you got there from Kevin DeBrown. Teammates, by the way, with Daniel Falkingham. That was some controversy there, I'd say. Wouldn't you, Wesley?
John, did you find anything out in regards to Falkingham? He's right now in the 31st position on the restart.
I was not able to get any confirmation on what we were talking about. Unfortunately, the admins were in a bit of a discussion already, so I didn't have I didn't have time to really interrupt their conversation. Didn't want to do that anyway. But suffice to say, it will be reviewed after race. That's normally what they do. They have a post. Oh, we got contact between Leah and Gonzalez. That was heavy contact too.
And they save it. Somehow, some way, they save it. And they're 3 wide behind Gonzalez and Macklin. That's Edson. That's Mons. That is Ryan.
Oh, more contact, and there goes Gonzalez down the inside.
Gonzalez. Look, he looked like he was at Phoenix yesterday where he drove up the apron. Nobody. That's next week. Be patient.
I'll tell you what,
it's
a good thing for these guys that they don't have cut tires modeled yet in iRacing. Because between Leah and Gonzalez just now, I think there'd have been at least 2 or 3 flats.
And they're skipping Phoenix next week. Round 4 of the SIM500 Cup Series will be at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, where they race at Atlanta for real NASCAR this weekend. Wow.
Interesting.
Skipping Phoenix. I love Phoenix. And that new dog leg, man, the way the dog leg, the cactus flag stand, come on.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a good race.
So Leah is still second place, about a half a second behind Brown right now, and I kind of can't help but wonder what kind of damage he's going to have from that, you know?
While that goes on, Edson and Ryan battling side by side in front of Mac there in the 30, right there in front of him. The 2 of Kelly, the 49 of Mons. Coney set up shop entry. We got another yellow flag.
Yep,
what is this, John? Yellow flag number 6? We're not even halfway yet. Okay, we're halfway now. Ryan is involved. Is that Falkingham? No, that's the 70 Machine of Woods, the Valvoline 70 car. So it's the number 3 of Jeff Ryan and Tyler Hunter in the number 70, and we are under yellow flag again.
Oh, wow.
Wow, look at this.
Lost it. He just totally lost it. Got into the 8 car of Yoakum. That's who that is.
Yeah, Randy Yoakum. Holy cow.
And just, wow. That was a fresh tire kind of thing, I'm thinking. You know, he's got fresh rubber on that thing. And as we noted before, this car is extremely loose on fresh tires.
So another yellow flag, another look at the replay. Watch this smoke on Sumke's car. Look at this. Oh my goodness, look at the smoke. Oh my.
And then right
this
there
is on the 70.
Oh goodness.
Hunter, what a save. Oh my goodness. And yeah, you thinking about a flat spot at the virtual tires now?
Oh yeah, for sure. Luckily for him, they don't blow out. You know, he'd be shredding.
All right, so John, here's our summary of the race. On the bottom left of the monitor, our race summary of caution flags, laps, and more. And as you see, we're approaching halfway. 6 cautions, 22 laps of 61 have been ran under caution flag, and there's been only 4 lead changes here tonight at Las Vegas. Is it kind of the way you predicted it so far, John?
Yes, and for you mathematicians out there, that is 1/3 of the race. Every 3 laps, we have a lap of caution.
That's exactly right.
I did stay awake for that portion of math class when I was in school. Thank you.
Our producer would have been like, I'm in trouble here. The 35, take away the 1, add the 2. Yeah.
That's a whole lot of loads.
Bottom line, there's been more laps ran under green flag than caution, but 1/3 of the race has been under caution.
And
Thank you for playing.
And hey, look, a lot of those were car contact. That was, you know, guys getting into each other. If I'm not mistaken, I believe 4 out of the 6 were car contact. Only 2 of them were the result of somebody losing it. You know what I'm saying? This last one definitely being one where we saw the 70 car like we talked about, Wesley, at the top of the show, on fresh tires, that setup's loose, and he just lost it. Just the back end, once it starts to come around, there's no saving it. He almost saved it, though. He did.
Next week, we move on to Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta.
Now, I believe, honestly, John, I do not think that they have officially updated the iRacing with the updated racetrack.
No.
So it's going to be the old Atlanta, not the new Atlanta with the 32 degrees of banking, the new pave job done. Yeah, I think it's coming, just not yet.
Yeah, which is kind of a downer, man. I was really looking forward to that new new configuration of Atlanta. And,
yes.
But to be honest with you, the old configuration of Atlanta, we call it that, but actually it's the second reiteration of Atlanta, because as most folks know, Atlanta used to be an oval, a 1 mile oval. But anyway, I digress. The second iteration of Atlanta provides some fantastic racing because of that aged surface, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm kind of glad we get one more shot with it, especially with this new package of this car. It's going to be a very entertaining and fun race to watch, I think.
So I will say this, John, the first ever NASCAR announcing gig I ever did working with was at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it was in 2015. And it was during the time of the whole conversation of, are we going to repave the racetrack? Because people were kind of like, well, we don't need to do this. Fans want the track repaved. Drivers didn't. They're against it because they're saying the racing's going to be boring. The tires and everything gets used up. But there's an equilibrium here because, John, they're blowing tires like crazy. We see it happen here in iRacing where these guys use up their tires and then they hit the wall, blow a tire, and bam, you're out. I mean, I like Atlanta. I think the new Atlanta is going to be fun. I can't wait until they update it on iRacing, and they will update it. Eventually they will. Everything that they've ever done, whether it's the Clash at the Coliseum, whether it's been the updated Phoenix Raceway, the Daytona Beach Road Course, all the things that they do, John, they mimic what real life is. They will laser print and put back out the new Atlanta Motor Speedway eventually. And that's going to be fun.
True story. Not a lot of folks outside of iRacing know this, but iRacing was used by NASCAR to model the new configuration of Atlanta, or I should say Speedway Motorsports. So, they've actually helped them build a new configuration by 3D modeling it to show them what would happen. Here we go, back to green, though, Wesley.
And this is the second half. We've completed the first half of this race. We're already 6 cautions in. Green flag back in the air. Brown, Leah, Daly, bring him to start. All right, John. Brown's pulling away. He's got a big jump on the field of the restart.
Yes, he does. And I tell you what, these guys, first through about 15th, have all been out for about 20 laps on these tires. So we'll see how well they can hang on to it as we come through here. DeBrown, though, he's got some trouble on his backside. He's got Daly, and that sponsorless silver bullet. No sponsors on it, but it's a silver car. It looks okay there. Oh, look at Leah, out of shape, coming off of four, saves it. I don't think he even got out of the gas, Wesley. I really don't.
What a save. And Donnie Leah will hold on to that spot while battling with Macklin as well as Mons. And for the most part, John, we've watched all those cars literally stay in that pack with each other. And this has been going on for 4th through 9th on the racetrack. Really good racing here. Oh, trouble, caution, car going around. Kaplan, FedEx 11, losing ground. More cars crashing into him. Nowhere to go for that other machine that just went down. And they're not through a yellow yet. No caution yet.
And if he stays down where he's at, there won't be a caution.
Wow.
Meantime, the leaders on the backstretch, we got Edson battling Daly on the outside for 2nd place. And that's exactly what DeBrown wants to see right now. He wants to see somebody get 2nd place, a fight. But Daly says, I'm not worried about that guy behind me. I'm going after the guy in front of me.
For the lead, 3 wide, 3 rows deep. Here they come again, looking 3 wide for the lead. DeBrown stuck in the middle. Clowns to the left of me. Daly Jokers to the right. Edson. I'm stuck in the middle with you, the Brown. And he's not backing down as they go to 3.
Down through 3 we go. You see Edson on the high side. Brown down on the low side. Daly kind of, splitting the difference right there. And I'll tell you what, it looks to me like Edson's going to prevail. Coming down from the tri-oval, you'll see it. Give the lead to Edson right now. Clears the Brown going down through 1. Slams the door on him. Meantime, Daly on the outside. He's looking to take second place away from the Brown on the inside. And here comes Leah. Hello. How you guys doing? Did you miss me?
Can you say that Cody or John and Charles on the production doing a phenomenal job, that Donnie Lee is hungry, John? He wants to go back to victory lane. It's been a while since he's won. He come close during the winter months of the Blizzard Series. Man, he's been strong. Missed last week. Now he sits in the 3rd spot. What an opportunity now as they go to turn 1.
He's in 3rd. He's looking high. He's looking low. He's trying to find the grip. But let's not forget, he's got a little bit of minor cosmetic damage on the front of that race car on the right side, which might be hindering him just a smidge. In the meantime, we're looking out the back window of Trey Edson towards that colorful 93 car of Kevin DeBrown. DeBrown all over the back bumper of Edson right now, trying to loosen him up, maybe make him lose his grip on the track just a little bit, enough to get by him. I don't think it's going to work as we go down through 1. Edson, still your leader in the 7 car.
Edson, what a drive up to the front in that personal comfort number 7 machine. We'll see what he can do now as he's the top dog, leading the pack, the man out of Concord, North Carolina, the 34-year-old for Aftermath Motorsports.
Ooh,
brings him through the tribal car on the wall, below the apron. I think that's Mons in 49, John. He'll hold on to it. Arnold, check that. 31, Arnold with a problem. Down below the inside of the racetrack. And just like a drafted Daytona or Talladega, he made contact, got moved out of the groove, and everybody will bypass him on the high side.
He's gonna fall far outside the top 10. He was riding around the top 10 for a little while there, but that's going to cost him a few spots. And add to that, he's got damage on the right side of that car now. Meanwhile, back up front, Leah on the outside of Daly for 3rd. Those guys have been kind of duking it out. In the meantime, up front, Edson still has the lead. DeBrown wants it back. DeBrown had it for a little while. And look at this, Wesley. Here comes Macklin in that 30 car. He's going to poke his nose up in this fight.
He certainly will. He'll try to. Daly on the inside, by the way. Here comes now Macklin, Daytona Cup winner. Out of nowhere, might I add, John. He won that race out of nowhere.
Ooh,
on the inside, sticking it 3 wide, 3 wide. Hold on there, buddy. Donnie Leah running out of room with Macklin. Daly closing in on him, and they hold it together. They're going to go 3 wide again as they walk in the corner. Contact.
Wow.
And John, that's what I told you earlier. I love about these cars, whether it's virtual or reality. It shows you the aggressiveness of the cockpit of the driver and how bad do you want to win it. And we're seeing that just then.
Yes, we are. And I tell you what, if there's anybody on this track who can handle side-by-side, 3 wide, 4 wide racing, it's Donnie Leah. You've touched on this before. He comes out of the modified series. Yeah, he did some crash with truck racing, but he got his bones, made his bones, if you will, in the modified tour up there in the Northeast. Damn good driver. He's got some championships under the belt, tons of wins, drove that Mystic Missile for a while. So if anybody can handle the heat of 3, 4 wide racing side by side, it's going to be Donnie Leah. And now he's got donuts on both sides of that race car.
And from all of that great,
come on, Cody.
Great racing we just had a moment ago. Caution! Caution's out! Trouble! What in the hell happened? Yellow flag number 7. Man, you would have thought that they would have just tore him up a moment ago with all the exciting racing that we just saw, John. And now, just out of nowhere, we got a yellow flag. We got to find out what's going on. Is it Montesi? Is it Holyfield? We're finding out here. What is going on? John, could it be time's up?
No, no way. We still got like an hour.
Okay.
I would imagine.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, we got an hour, a little over an hour to finish this race, and we're well past halfway. But I would guess it involved Yoakum.
Here we go. Replay time. If we can't find it, Charles Wooten, broadcast extraordinaire, the Sim World will.
You got that silver bullet car, the 03 on the outside there. We were talking about him earlier. Let's see what's going on here with him and Yoakum. Yoakum came up into him. Joachim thought he was clear, and he was not, and then he selected another car. He got Bobby Wetzel, too. Oh, my goodness.
He had help from a couple of cars.
Yes,
oh,
he
my
did.
goodness. And they're pitting, John. They're pitting. Beaten, battered, damaged, banged, bruised, but even the cars that look like glory machines are coming down to the pit lane for service as well. I wonder if that car glows in the dark. Well, I'm just saying that neon yellow for Chris Cabot looks good.
It
but
does. You cannot miss that car on track. You just
it is. It's sharp. It's sharp looking.
It stands out. That's the
my producer calls me a nut, says I'm dumb, but it's like squirrel. I wonder if that car glows in the dark, John.
You know what? They actually do have glow in the dark car paint.
Probably so.
No, I've seen it. There's a YouTube channel with a guy that it's dip your car or some crap like that. I'm not sure, but they actually painted a complete Honda Civic in glow in the dark paint, and it was really neat looking, man.
All right, somebody accidentally go and cut the lights off at Vegas by accident on the air, and we'll see if the car glows in the dark. Oh, we're just having fun, people. We're rambling. 75 laps in. He's John Muschin Jr. I'm Wesley Outland, and we welcome you to our coverage. Charles Wooten in the background. You can't hear him, but of course,
we sure do.
Anybody that knows him knows him. So, yeah. No,
sounds like he's been devouring a cow back there.
Yeah, he was worried about me eating applesauce for dinner. I mean, seriously. Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Merle. You put a what? Oh, it's getting hot.
No, it's all your burping and your chewing and your heavy breathing. Bro, I was getting worried. I thought I was going to have to call 911 to your house or something, man.
And nobody can hear anything he's saying, by the way. We can only hear him, okay?
But, yeah, so out there to the viewers,
somebody else
it sounds like I'm talking to myself.
Yes. John, what do you think of this car, man? We're 3 or 4 weeks into it, for the most part, for a live sim racing. I race it on LSRTV to cover the NC811 SIM500 called Before You Dig Cup Series, and we're the guys in the chair. I love it.
I do. Oh, I've driven it, Wesley, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, it's hard, but that's what makes racing fun, man. You know, I was bored with the old. I'm not gonna lie. I stopped racing the 8-car months ago, because it was just boring. It was just hold your foot down on the pedal and go, you know. But with this new car, it's back to real driving. These guys have to know how to drive a race car into the corner, through the corner, and off the corner. How to control it. How to not let it get away from them. It's very important, you know, and the package is very simple. It's high horsepower, low downforce, and it makes for great racing. I love it. And granted, it's whooped my butt. It has whooped my butt time and again these last few weeks. My I rating has taken a butt kicking, you know what I'm saying? But it's fun as hell, man. It really is.
Don't forget, coming up later tonight, you can join Justin Prince and myself on the broadcast call for round number 2.
Right around midnight, right?
Yeah, around, it's supposedly, it's supposed to be 11:30 Eastern time, but you know, it's cutting close. So it'll also be live on the Community Radio Network. We're live from Atlanta. We're going to Atlanta, John, next.
That's going to be fun. I'll tell you what, I want to give a quick shout out to that 41 car of EJ O'Rourke right there. EJ is one of the faster drivers here, and look who's in third. Joey Jatina in the 14 car. These guys have managed to miss all the excitement tonight. Stay out of trouble. EJ had a rough night last night in the Xfinity cars, had one of the faster cars on track, but had some technical issues and went a few laps down. Tonight looks to bounce back from that, so we'll keep our eyes out on those two guys. Joey up front in that gorgeous-looking 14 car. We'll see if Joey can stay up there in the top 5, get himself a good finish tonight. Here we go, Wesley, back to green with some new faces up front.
Ready for the field to come back to the restart. 2 by 2. Hey, we ain't done it in a while. Extended live sim racing. Feel the roar at Viva Las Vegas. trouble. Back straightaway. Multiple cars involved coming down the line. It's Kaplan caught up in it. Possibly Rhinestone 44. Campbell, Ryan involved. Can't even do an extended Feel the Roar. And all craziness happens. This is Macklin, by the way. I said Campbell, John. Look at this.
Wow.
It's Falkenham. Oh.
Wow. It almost looked like there was oil on the track. We had 3 cars, all of them coming off of 2, get loose right there. Can we go back and look at that again, please, Cody?
And let's go on board with Macklin as well. Look at this.
Here we go.
Let's go top side. By the way, all aerial coverage presented by LiveSimRacingTV.com. Watch this. From the blimp view. Was that a car below the bottom of the apron? Well, I know that's secondary, but
3 cars got loose and took out Falkingham. Wow.
Well, there's a lot of cars below the apron now, but I was referring to the car in it too. My producer, he's killing me, people. I'm telling you. Listen, watch this again. I thought I saw a car below the apron, off the pace. Okay, it was somebody. Yeah, watch him just bypass him. Get the heck out of the way. Look at. No, I don't see it now. Look at. Oh, we're on board with him.
Oh, that's Tommy Ryan we're on board with. Big contact. Wow.
We need to go on board. Oh, holy cow. Did you see the 31? He hit the wall. That's the car that was on below the apron. Why the hell? How did he get caught up in the accident?
He wasn't below the apron before the wreck, though.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, see, he's right there. And he's going to be kind of in the mid-pack here. I don't know
what
happened,
happened, but there was a car below the apron.
Those 3 cars all got loose at once.
There he is right there.
Look at it right there.
And these guys are passing him. And look at,
and he drives into the wreck. Oh, he has never saved it. Oh.
Thank you for playing. Come back next week. I'm here all night. Under 40 laps to go. And mind you, John, no drivers were hurt in this race. And that's what I love about the Live Sim Racing 4K quality. My girlfriend and her dad, Richard, first night they were watching it, they were like, was it your sister? Her sister was like watching a wreck that we done, John. I think it was a race me and you did together. And we had cars flying and flipping through the air and crashing. And her sister Rachel says, why are we laughing? And it was like, well, that's sad because somebody was flying through the air. And so it was like, no, guys, this is simulation. It wasn't the real thing. Well, with the quality that they were watching it on in 4K Ultra HD, John, you would have thought that it was the real accident, like a real crash.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, hats off to Cody and Jeff for getting the 4K stuff put together the way they have.
Oh, yeah.
It looks amazing, absolutely amazing, especially on my big 55-inch 4K TV I got hanging on the wall over there.
When I was out,
that's what she said. When I was out with the personal stuff going on the last couple of weeks,
wow!
I did watch the races with you guys, and I'm sorry. I'll behave. No, I won't.
I have no words.
Look, you guys said you wanted me back. Just keep that in mind, okay?
We are. We're glad to have you back,
You
brother.
guys said you wanted this.
We're
show
glad to have you back. We are glad to have you back.
But yeah, hats off to Cody.
Maybe not back next week, but we're glad to have you back tonight. It was the HR, the Human Resources Department of Live Sim Racing is going to be contacted.
Wait, man, Steve Carell got to say it all the time. Why can't I?
Yeah. No, we're having a great time. We're glad you are as well. It's a fun night.
Hey, Cody, can we get the graphic back up on caution laps, please, sir?
Yes, please. Yeah, make us not get fired. Bottom left of the monitor. Look at this. 8 cautions, John. 30 laps. We have closing in on lap 90. So come on, do the math for us.
That'd be 1 in every 3 laps under caution.
Exactly. Thank you. See, you did the math, so I didn't have to. And 30 caution laps, 8 lead changes. But there's that number, John. I want to be like John Madden, right here, and you're going to go boom. And I want to have like a little paint. I would do 8, or circle 8 around the number because we're closing in 4 cautions, John, away from 12. And you thought they were going to have 12 yellow flags for this race.
10. I said 10. Yeah.
Well, Yeah, 10, 12 tomatoes. It's close.
Yes, sir. Hey, look up on the high side there, on the outside of the front row.
I see a mountain.
Is that the 28 car of 29 car of Donnie Leah?
I think so. He's missing his door
I
number.
can't tell because the door's completely rubbed off. But yeah, Donnie Leah, he's got himself up there in second place, and he's in a good spot for this restart, Wesley. He's on the outside, and we've seen the outside be strong for guys like Falkingham, LaRue, even DeBrown used the outside a couple of times. So on this restart, I'm going to keep my eyes on Leah. How about you?
By the way, Human Resources has been called. There is a conversation ongoing right now as we speak.
I ain't scared.
We're coming back to the restart zone with 36 laps to go. Closing in on lap 100, 120 the distance, 2 attempts at overtime if necessary. And John, here's something we ain't talked about. Kevin DeBrown, that man has been up at the front, and it all started after him battling with contact with the driver of Macklin, who just was involved also in another caution flag.
Oh, actually, he had contact with his teammate as well of the 39 car Falkingham. Remember?
And it was Falkingham, too.
Yeah. Oh, he got car out of shape.
Mons.
It's the 49
Turn.
of Mons in front of the rest of the field. And
Caution out. And right behind them.
Oh, wow.
Kaplan just got a shot of the rear end of the 94 car, or the 49. He looks dyslexic because he flip-flopped the numbers. And contact was made. Look at this. Cautions breed cautions. And watch Mons. John just went below the apron, turned it around.
Right in front of Jatina. Wow.
Almond Joyce has nuts and Mons don't. Look at this.
Ooh. Oh.
Wow.
And what you saw there, folks, was a lot of guys getting out of shape because they were trying to avoid the 49 car. And this car is already so out of balance when it comes off these turns that just the slightest yank on the wheel is going to produce what you saw there. A bunch of guys losing control of the vehicle. And unfortunately, what would have been a single car incident turned into a multiple car incident. A couple of guys had to duck down pit road to avoid the accident. One of those being Glenn Campbell. He's had his black flags cleared, but still, man. Whew, I called it. I said this at the top of the show, man. This setup with this car on this track is just, it's really loose. It's so loose at the start of the run, especially.
But you know what, though, John? Here's the thing: these races have not been boring at all.
No,
they've
not at all.
not been dull. The excitement's been phenomenal. I mean, yeah, now you might get, I'm tired of the country flags. I'm tired of the country flags. Okay, yes. I mean, you get tired of the yellow flag. So do we, too. I mean, but the racing, when they're on the track racing, it's been great. They put on some awesome competition.
I'll tell you what, I would not ever trade what we've got now for going back to the old car. To me, the old car was boring. And you got to admit, Wesley, you called enough of these races to know the old Gen 6 car.
Oh, yes.
At times, you had just follow the leader.
Do not get me in trouble with NASCAR, okay? I'm not just simply saying that I like the new next gen car, okay?
Yes,
I'm a fan of the new, because I believe, and in real life and what we've seen on iRacing, it shows the driver's skill.
Absolutely.
Look at yesterday. Look at Chase Briscoe.
Right. How about that? That is a great story right there.
For sure.
The background on Chase Briscoe, I mean, just a couple of years ago, this cat was almost out of the sport completely.
Dude,
you know
this cat used to literally go to people's houses and sleep on their couches because he had nowhere to live. He literally would sweep people's floors in their race shops to be able to just, break bread and have money in his pocket. And a talented young man from Zumba, Florida, in the right place at the right time. And I say this to so many people, those that are out there that always talk smack, John, and say, well, it's all about mommy and daddy's money, sport, and big sponsors and big ship dollars. That's true. But there are these underdog stories like the Josh Berrys, like the Chase Briscoes, where you cut your dues and you earn your right. Everybody loves an underdog. Hell, when Austin Cindric won Daytona, everybody loves an underdog story. Yeah. Seeing a first-time winner win on the SIM500 or the Northwest Cup Series or LTAC or NASRA, That's special because you build a relay. Here's the thing, guys. I know we're calling a race on a computer, and some people might think it's facetious and crazy, a simulation world, if you will. But, John, here's the deal. We literally build friendships with these people. You build a rapport with these drivers. And maybe some enemies along the way. You're exactly right. I know that Charles has along the way. You know, you made a lot of people angry at you, Charles. But no, here's the thing, John, seriously. Week in, week out, every Monday night, you and me in the booth. Kevin England when he was here. You know, the other people that we have that join us on our crew. Charles Wooten on production, Jeff Stabnow, Mason Heimbaugh. But not only that, but Joey Jatina. All the people on the SIM500, the drivers, you literally get their emotions.
Yep.
When Macklin won the Daytona race 2 weeks ago that you saw here on Live Sim Racing, replays are available. You could feel that emotion when he won that race.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, on top of what you just said, the thing is not just a game.
I digress.
I mean, you really have to know how to drive a race car. It's not a video game. You have to know how to treat the tires and keep the car in one piece, which, granted, we're not getting a great example of that right now. But, again, this car is hard to drive, and so is the setup. But, oh, look at Edson. What's he doing? Is he just kind of playing with these guys?
Criminal element.
Yeah. So here we go. We're going back to green. Once again to Brown on the inside. Leah on that outside gets in second spot. You got the former pole winner and leader for a little while, Josh Parker, the 81. And to his outside, that 7 car kind of snuck up in here, Trey Edson. Here we go, Wesley. Another restart. Lap 89 coming on 90. 30 to go.
30 laps to go. There's still 30 laps remaining. A lot of racing left to go. Field back to the Pennzoil restart zone. And just like earlier, for about the last 40, 50 laps or so, Kevin DeBrown brings them back to the restart. Now, he's had some company a time or two, and they're reeling him back in again as Edson trying to use the outside lane to close in on Leah. Daly on the inside trying to make a run on Parker. And this goes on with DeBrown leading them to the Nellis straightaway to turn number 3 here at Vegas.
Down to the Nellis straightaway, 3 and 4. You've got Parker finally making his way back up front. He had some issues early in this race. Wesley got into the wall, lost a lot of momentum, lost a lot of spots, battled his way back up to the top spot here. Now he's all over that back bumper, shoots down the inside of 1 and 2. Battle for the lead between he and DeBrown.
Well, that goes on.
Caution's out on Speedway.
Another yellow flag. Is this yellow flag number 10, 11? I lost count.
Same. It's like Yoakum's involved again.
Yoakum caught up in it. Yellow flag number 10. We're now in double digits. Yellow flag number 10. Watch the replay. One of those VA 811 machines. There's Coleman alongside John. And John, he won last Monday night.
Oh, it's way up in front of him. Somebody blew an engine.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is not involving the Yoakum or them. This happened way up in the front. Oh my goodness.
It looks like I saw a car expire.
Is it Glazier? Is it Mons?
Ooh,
Did Mons cook an engine?
No, he's under power. I'm not sure who it was, but I really think it looked like somebody's engine popped somewhere in there and maybe got everybody loose. Glazier does look like he's down on power though, or is he?
Yeah, it looks like he's not in power. I wonder if he might have cooked it.
No, I think he's just trying to let people by.
Is it the 3 car? Maybe. It's Jeff
go.
Ryan, the 3 car, John.
Here he
Jeff
goes.
Ryan, the 3 car. Gabo to his outside. Stencil behind him, and that's Anderson up in front. This was inside the top 15, as my good friend, Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer would call the Snakes Patch contact. Gabo goes turning. Oh, and he turned it back.
And up into the crowd we go. So I'm guessing the smoke I saw was just tire smoke. It wasn't anybody cooking their engine.
Yeah.
But man, and look, Simley in the 12 car, Scott Simley, he got a piece of that. He hit the wall, damaged his car pretty good. Man, we have just seen a lot tonight, a lot. And that was an instance of driver contact. We've talked about that before. That'll be caution number 10, 36 caution laps, 9 lead changes now. My goodness.
Quick break. Under 30 laps to go. We'll take you to the finish. John and I will here at Vegas. And don't forget, coming up later on tonight, 11:35 Eastern Time, it's coverage of round 2 with Justin Prince and myself for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. You can check it out all night long. Monday Night Cup action. iRacing on LSRTV. We're back for the checkered flag finish, or yellow flags, or whatever will happen at Vegas in a moment.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
And now that I finally realized who it was in the chat box, hello to George Rayner and Mommy Gertrude as well. Met them a couple of years ago, John, at a Smithfield gas station / fast food restaurant. And you know, he knew who I was. He recognized my voice, and we sit down and talk for like 30 minutes. Just a race fan. That's what it's about. Like
Absolutely.
I said about iRacing, the same thing done about real life. And George Rayner and Gertrude, his mom, hope you're enjoying the race, guys. Shout out to you.
Hey, George, next time you're at McDonald's, I love their bacon double cheeseburger. Just keep that in mind, buddy.
He doesn't love, he loves.
Hey, man, I'm a foodie. If you ever met me, you'd understand.
You said you're a fan of crawfish.
I
Crawfish.
love seafood.
Crawfish. I just had to poke the bear a little bit. Hey,
Well,
by the way, John, Dingle Wallaby, who the hell gave you that name? Dingo Wallaby says, John is hilarious. This is Randall, by the way.
Oh, that's Randall Watkins. Hey, Randall, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I've actually painted his cars for him.
Thank goodness
he's
his
a
name is
firefighter
not-
down in Miami-Dade.
There you go. Well, thank you for your service, and thank God your real name is not Dingo Wallaby.
Oh, goodness. I think we should do that. I think we should get Randy up in the booth one day.
We're coming to green.
The race car ducks off, and look at that. Parker wastes no time. On these restarts, the control driver knows what he wants to do. Great start by Parker right there. To Brown on the outside in second place. Down the inside is Daly trying to take that spot away. In the meantime, here's Donnie Leah still fighting out back there in fourth with donuts on both sides of the car. Back on the outside comes to Brown in that 93. Look at the run Leah gets. Bump drafting on the Nellis backstretch. Bump drafting like we had Talladega, baby.
I don't think the Brown liked that too much. Here comes Josh Parker. Excuse me, coming through. He'll slide into P1 like somebody slides in somebody's DMs. He's back in that spot. 10 lead changes now in this race. Parker, Brown, Leah, Daly, Beasley working their way off of turn number 2, and the battle is on now for that spot. Contact into the wall. LaRue Motorsports, Rivera turned. He had help. Caution out. It was Funky Man that got into him.
Arca break strikes again. My goodness.
Wow. Caution flag number 11 out. And there was some help, John. Falkingham all up under his back door. His junk in his trunk became his front.
And Buckingham's got no back end, speaking of junks in the trunks. But no, that was just Tony getting loose.
Tony got loose in front of Falkenham. That's nobody's, well, if anybody's at fault, it's Tony, John, as you just saying.
Yeah, and then the late hit there on LaRue's 22. That's probably going to do it for him. That hit in the front end right there probably polished him off. Here we go. Watch it again, folks. Watch that car on the outside as we ride along here with Nelson Rivera in the 22.
Wow.
Man,
on board with Rivera, LaRue Esports entry. Oh, there was a couple other cars in the back, John. They were sideways.
Yeah.
Oh, they're wrecking behind them. They were wrecking behind them off turn 2.
So we're going to have a caution either way, it looks like. And boink. Hello, how you doing?
Penny for your thoughts, Chief.
Well, he's still rolling, so that's a good sign. I mean, you know. What? I just said he's still rolling. He's still in the race. You know?
The producer was just like, how? How is he still rolling? Somehow, some way, I'm still rolling. I'm alive. By the way, I'll let everybody know this is a simulation, a virtual esports simulation. Nobody was hurt in the making of this broadcast.
Hey, I want to know why Randall's not in the race tonight if he's still watching. He didn't even try. I don't.
You're talking about Dingo Wallaby?
Yeah. He's an entry in this. Good Lord. Cody, are we losing our leader here?
The dingo eats your baby.
Oh my goodness. All right, John. 11 cautions, man. This is just 11 yellow flags. You're out. You passed your record, by the way. We're at 11 cautions.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I'm trying to reel us back in. It's my fault. The Dingo Wallaby comment did it.
I had a feeling, man, that it was going to be like, and it's not, like I said again, it's not a reflection. It's not a comment on the SIM500 guys. It's just my experience in this car on this track during the official race week, and then this weekend doing some practice laps. It's a very difficult setup. Does not allow for any kind of mistake. And yeah, we've had some driver contact too, which is going to happen in a race. But you know, I still stand by my comment that I've made several times about these guys here in the SIM500 group. They are the cream of the crop, the top of the top. Some of the best drivers you're going to see both in sim and in real life, actually. We've got a lot of drivers in here that have driven real race cars, be it local stock cars or on the National Series, ARCA, Xfinity, trucks, you know, you name it. So it's not a reflection on these guys in particular. It's just a reflection on this package. This package is very realistic, and we saw it with the real guys, you know, the last few weeks. They've had issues. I mean, you got guys self-spinning like Kyle Busch. You know, some of the top names in the sport have self-spun in this car on these tracks. So it's
look, for instance, like yesterday, Kyle Larson. Every dog has his day. Look at what happened to Martin Truex Jr.
Larson self-spun, man. I mean, come on, man. You know, so again, it's not a reflection on these drivers at all. The amount of cautions we had tonight, it was to be expected. And I mean, I stand by what I said. It's to be
John, we have more messages from Randall Watkins, a.k.a. Dingo Wallaby.
I understand you, Randall. I see that, my friend. I'm glad you'll be back next week. Hey, look, if anybody understands personal issues, brother, it's going to be me. You know that.
And honestly, people, I will tell you that John's been through a rough couple of weeks, and laughter is the best medicine. Just being honest.
I so agree with that. I feel better right now than I have in a couple of weeks, man, and I appreciate you guys letting me come back and be a part of this.
You thought a shrimp boat was? He said shrimp boil is the best medicine. Well, we can do that too, okay?
I don't know, man. After last Thursday night, I'm kind of I'm going to need a break from seafood for about a day at least.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm not joking. I've actually got chicken and sausage gumbo sitting in my refrigerator right now, so we got to hurry this up.
He's stupid.
Hey, Wesley,
if you only heard what Charles, our producer, is saying in our ear during this broadcast, you would be like, what the? Oh, this explains why they're going off the rails. All right. Parker DeBrown, 1 and 2.
All right, we
Daly
got 20
third.
to
I got to
go.
reel
My
us
money,
back. Ken, I got to
my
reel us
money's
back
going to
on.
be
Here we go.
on. I'm gonna go with Parker on this, not just because of his restart etiquette here, but the fact that he worked his way all the way back to the lead after some early issues, and we got 20 to go. He's one of the best drivers with a 20-lap shootout. So here we go. Pace
John,
car's
I'm
off.
gonna wait. Yes, I'm going to wait till we get back to a restart in the Pennzoil restart zone, and then I'm going to respond to what Randall Watkins said is Dingo Wallaby. Down to turn 1 and 2. Parker pulls away. Daly and Brown battling side by side. Edson Leah. Here comes now Falkingham. Back in the battle again, John. Can you imagine what's going through the mind of the 93 of DeBrown as he sees his teammate Falkingham running him down? Contact was made earlier off of turn 4. Under 20 to go. Top 5 single file as they go to turn 1 with Parker now out in front. DeBrown
contact.
There's contact made. He can't reel him into the outside, to the inside. DeBrown's in trouble.
loses
He
it.
goes up the apron and he lost it. He
gets
crashes
Beasley.
into Edson into Beasley. And no caution. No caution yet. Oh my goodness, man. What in the world happened to DeBrown?
It looks like he had a little contact
Oh.
with Parker and was trying to save the car. I cannot believe we didn't get a caution from that with all of the guys dodging him right there. Back up front, though, Leah has reeled in Parker from that contact. Is there any way, Cody, we can get a replay on that? Pretty please?
I'm looking and seeing. I don't see no damage on the 93 of DeBrown. He jumped the apron. He went down below the bottom of the apron in the corner, and then he drifted back up. And then, did he get knocked out of gear? Did the car come out of gear? What made him lose all that? Caution's out.
Caution's
Caution number 12. The Dirty Dozens happen here in Vegas. Caution out. The Banana Republic flag will wave for the 12th time as the Hellman's Mayonnaise entry, yuck, crashes onto the pit lane. And we're under caution.
He's going to need to apply some pickles to that to make it run again.
Yeah, never mind.
That was horrible.
That's Mark Jorgensen Jr., by the way. Watch the 88.
He has no
Bring
damage
on the
his car at all.
Hellmans and bring on the
up till
best.
now.
Or check that, the worst. I'm a Dukes guy. Watch this.
Oh,
Contact.
little contact.
Comstock. Coleman, winner last week, crashes. Caution out for the 12th time.
And that is definitely a smoky engine. He is done.
Chad Coleman in his last
Pit
night.
stops? No pit stops.
I
Psych.
can't believe that.
Psych. You thought I was going to go pit, didn't you, fellas? No. Don't do that. I am surprised like you, though, Wesley. I figured maybe with 15 to go, they might think about getting some fresh tires. Did anybody pit? Yeah, we got
some. Some takers are on the pit lane.
Gonzalez, Jatina, Bentley Glazer's in there, looks like. Scott Stenzel. Oh, no.
Chad Coleman.
I'm sorry.
Winner, we just mentioned him a moment ago. Winner last week at Vegas. Winner last week at Auto Club, John. 910 career starts tonight. 910 career starts for the driver out of Pendergrass, Georgia. And he picked up his 49th win. That puts him 6th on the all-time win list. 2 away from making the top 5 to Daytona winner, Brian Macklin.
Wow. I knew he had a lot of starts. I didn't realize he had that many wins, though. That's very impressive.
Imagine? What do you do with your life? 910 sim races.
Well, but he's also, but you got to remember, he's also been with these guys since day one.
Right. Yeah.
Excuse me. He's been with these guys since day one. And Chad's a down to earth guy. We've talked to him a few times, you and I.
Oh yeah,
through
he's
interviews
awesome.
with the top 3 and stuff. Very down to earth guy. Not having a fun time tonight. He's 14 laps down currently. Probably going to go ahead and park it for the night. I'm sure because the car looks horrible. Although I will say that he's also not a quitter, so he may come back out. Who knows?
Chad Coleman, 910 starts. EJ O'Rourke has 856, counting tonight with a green flag, 857. Scott Simley, 727 races. Tommy Ryan, 679. Joey Jatina, the creator of this virtual series SIM500 madness, has a total of 656 starts. He's attempted 659 races. 653 for Randy Yoakum, who's had problems tonight. Mike Kelly, also, John, we mentioned, 643. I mean, it's amazing the numbers these guys have had.
Yeah, and you know, you get those kind of numbers when you race with a bunch of guys that you enjoy racing around. You get to know them, you get to know how they drive, and that's what makes a league successful. And I think that Joey has really done that with these guys. I mean, these guys race every day of the week. Folks, if you want to get in on it, SIM500.com is the place to go check it out. They've got literally racing every night of the week. Xfinity, Cup, ARCA, trucks, dirt racing, super late models, you name it, they've got it. SIM500.com. Go check them out because you're going to have some fun, I promise you. Don't let this race right here be an indicator of what you're in for. I've raced with these guys many times. We had almost a caution-free race last night in the Xfinity race. We've had a bunch of caution-free races. So, like I said, if you want to get on the action, sim500.com, go check them out. Tell them Crazy John sent you.
And by the way, John, lights are off on the pace car. 13-lap shootout, still in the regular distance of this race. We've surpassed your 10 caution format, by the way. And Dingo Wallaby, Randall Watkins chimes back in, and he says, Dingo Wallaby came from Dingo ate my wallaby, like Dingo ate my baby. I thought it was a funny take.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Yeah, and also, Randall, I see your comment there about the setup. I don't know which one you use, but they're using the Vegas normal setup, not the open one. The open one's a little more stable, but this one is just really loose on the first 10, 15 laps. It's loose in, about neutral middle, and then really loose off, as we've seen so much tonight. See, if you'd have been in this race, you might be leading because apparently you like the setup. I'm just saying.
Exactly, man.
Hey, but he had some stuff to take care of. We understand that. We definitely understand
Life
that.
happens.
Folks, if you want to be a part of the conversation, jump on our YouTube channel and check it out. Come talk to us, man.
And
here we go.
Coming soon, we're working on it. Hopefully, Charles will fix it. The new hashtag LSRTV shout out. We worked on it last week. I think we had some. We're going to bring it back because I like it. It lets you interact with us. Here we go. I don't know what that means. Green flag, 12 to go.
What a start. Holy smokes. Parker's out there with a pretty good lead right there. 2 by 2 behind him, though. Leah's still got that car up there on the outside, but look who's sneaking in this top 7, top 8 there. Falkingham, Wesley, damage and all, working his way back up inside the top 10 now. He's had that car worked on several times, no back end yet, so that's going to present some problems with him, I'm sure, here as soon as these tires start to get worn out, but he's making his way up to the front.
Field works their way back across start finish. 11 laps to go amongst all this virtual chaos and mayhem of this simulation round 3 at Vegas as Edson runs up the track. He holds it. We stay green. No harm, no foul. Whoa, Falkingham turn. Contact. Turned by O'Rourke. And he spins below the apron. No caution yet.
Caution's
now the
out.
caution lights illuminate. Yellow flag for lucky number 13. Not for Falkingham.
That's what I was talking about. I had just talked about that. Not having that back end on the car is just going to make him wicked loose, and that's what we saw right here. As you watch, going down through this turn 1 and 2 right here, he's just going to get wicked loose, man. And unfortunately for the cars behind him, and the contact obviously with Edson didn't help right there. It definitely unsettled the car, and he's just constantly trying to catch it right here. And on exit, he just finally loses it, gets a little contact with 41. Oh wait, I think the 41 got in the wall right there. Did I see that right?
Got in the wall. It looks like. Yeah.
Let's see if we can see it again there, Cody, if you can, buddy. Yeah, watch the 41 right here, Wesley.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
Daniel's definitely loose. Well, we saw him wiggling a lot, but I think the 41 on exit 2 right here gets up into the wall. The contact with Edson starts this little nonsense right here, and he does great to save it right there. Still trying to save it. And, yeah, no, I guess not. Didn't look like it from that point of view. It didn't look like O'Rourke got into the wall at all. Just, I think Falkingham was just trying to save the car, Wesley, and just ran out of ground to save it.
And mind you, we're not done yet. We are moving in to overtime. Not yet. still in the regular schedule distance. We still have under 10 laps to go. The opportunity is available, is what I was trying to muster out in my wording, is that if we have another caution, John, there is an opportunity for 2 attempts at a green-white checker if necessary. But we're ready to bring this one to the finish.
So I'm getting word from race
whatever he
control
just
that
said,
there was some net code that caused the
Maybe.
contact there on that car, on that incident.
Yeah.
So that's what race control is calling it.
John, you on Twitter?
Am I on
I guess
Twitter?
not.
Yes, I am.
I guess not. You sounded muffled there for a second. Yeah. Are you on Twitter?
Yes, I am on Twitter. Yes, sir.
What's your handle?
Yeah, Raging Cajun Graphics and Rap.
Oh, okay. Hat Raging Cajun. Raging Cajun.
There's only one of me out there, so if you search for Raging Cajun, you'll find Raging Cajun Graphics and Raps. It's a little picture of my pepper guy, and I tweet once in a while. Is that what it's tweeting? I tweet.
I'm trying to do a Twitter. Yeah, I'm tagging you in Twitter, but it just says at Raging Cajuns.
No, that's the football team for our local college here, the
there you
Raging
go.
Cajuns.
Somebody that looks like a flame.
Yes,
Right.
that's my little pepper.
It looks like something that's got something coming out of his.
Easy,
It's
easy.
hot. It's hot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, goodness.
Olé! Speaking of Taco Tuesday at the bar.
Orale. Orale.
Well, Cajun's hot food, right? I mean, it's kind of a Mexican thing. Look, Cajuns like tacos too. Okay, ask John.
Oh man, look, don't even get me. Bro, I got tortillas sitting on my counter right now. No, all joking aside, I am from Lafayette, Louisiana. I do consider myself a Cajun.
Yes.
However, my ethnic background, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Ethnic
My mom's
race.
side of the family is Hispanic. My grandmother was born right outside of Madrid, Spain. So
There you go. So
Olé.
you like tacos, soft or hard?
that's what she said.
The lights are off of the pace car, by the way. 7 to go.
7 to
We're
go.
going to bring
and
this one to the finish.
You said it. I want on record right now that Wesley brought up overtime, not John, Wesley. And unfortunately, it looks like that at the rate we're going.
Well,
we
you are
could see some-
you are the one that brought up the fact that there were going to be a lot of caution flags in the race.
I said 10. I didn't say 12, 13, or where we're
I
at.
said 12. I said 12, didn't I? Now we're at 13.
And now
I'm on the
we got to
over
talk
under,
about
okay?
it, Wesley. It's
I
not a
told you,
popular
Vegas
thing to
is
talk
not
about.
good for me. Gambling's not good.
It's not a popular subject, but now we've got to talk about the time. The regulation time for this race is 2 hours. We are right now at 1 hour and 47 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Easy, easy. That's what she said. Dingo Wallaby. No comment. No comment. No comment. No, it's not my fault. He did it. We're ready. Pace car is in. It's going to be 6 laps to go. Hey, John.
Hey,
Breaking
Wesley.
news flash. Because we can't afford the sound effects, so I do the vocal teleprompter. Donnie Leah, look at him up in second. Well, he was in second. He
jinxed
falls
him.
back to third.
Well, you know, that right there is a direct result of Parker being the control car. So all Daly has to do is stay right on his bumper and go when he goes. Unfortunately, Leah has to wait until Parker goes. So there's that little bit of a delay between the thought and the process of smashing the gas pedal, which is going to give Daly a little bit of an advantage right there. Speaking of Daly, here he comes on the outside, Wesley, through 3 and 4. We see him sneaking up on the outside. The outside's been strong for some of these drivers tonight. And wow, I really thought Leah was going to clip him a little bit right there. All over the back bumper is Leah. Wow.
5 to go. 5 laps remaining. Back to 1 and 2. Parker, half a car length back to Daly. 2 car lengths back is Leah, third. 5 remaining in the regular scheduled distance of this race.
Oh,
Not anymore.
caution's out.
Caution flag out for the 14th time. I believe it's Henderson. No, it's actually number 03. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's Tomke. Silver Bullet. James Somke.
No, it's the Brown.
Hey, the
Loose
Brown
on the
also with
bottom.
a problem. Holy cow. So we saw Somke spun on the back straightaway, John, and then we saw Kevin DeBrown spun in 4. So I got to wonder if that triggered the caution or did this trigger the caution? Oh, look at that.
He had a little help there.
He certainly did.
I think it was it O'Leary that got to the back? I couldn't tell.
That was Somke, Montesi, and I know the 6 car helped him. And Thomas O'Leary, John, you're exactly right. Thomas O'Leary and Mike Montesi getting into the back of Somke, and then we saw the Brown spin, and we are going to overtime.
Yeah, I was trying to watch the replay there on my computer. It's not cooperating with me, but that's what I saw too. It looked like he got a little tap from O'Leary at first, and then it got finished off there. Oh, here we go. Overtime, Wesley. Didn't want to see it, but we're seeing it now. That's going to put Parker again up front, but this time Daly's going to be on the outside. He's going to be the one that has to wait to watch that 81 car go. Or he could lay back a little bit and try and time the start, because, again, the driver that's controlling the start is the 81 car, so he can go whenever he wants. So it'll be up to Daly to take a gamble and maybe try and time the jump to, at least keep up with the 81. But what that's going to do for Leah back there in third, that's going to put Leah right on the bumper of ours.
Understanding that there are close to 40-plus drivers ready to go for the Northwest Cup Series, round 2. 42 drivers. And we're not even 45 minutes. I don't know. I think they said we're going live at 11:15, 11:20. That might change. I don't know. We might have to change that.
And we're
So here's the deal, John. Let everyone know, buddy. They have a 2-hour time limit. So even though we have 3 laps to go, verbatimly, you would think you'd reach the finish of the regular scheduled distance with the option of the overtimes. However, with that said, if they cannot, there is basically a time sim allowment. And once that time limit surpasses, the race is done. It doesn't matter what part of the racetrack you're on, what lap you're on, it's over. Am I right, John?
Yeah, it's basically going to stop the race at a certain point of time, which is 2 hours for these guys, and scoring will be done right there where everybody is on track. So let's hope it doesn't get to that. Let's hope that this first green-white checkered is the only green-white checker we get. Once the leader, speaking of green-white checkers, let's go over the rules real quick. On the restart, once the leader takes the green, next time by is the white flag. If he takes the white with no caution, the next flag ends the race, be it the yellow or the checker. However, if there is a wreck caution before the leader takes the white flag, guess what? We rack them and stack them again, folks.
That's right. 2 attempts. And if the second attempt happens and they make their way back to the Pennzoil restart zone and the green flag flies and then there's a yellow flag, then the field is set based on the time of caution, just like in the real NASCAR National Touring overtime procedures. But if they take that white flag, that CRN 1 to go, then, yeah, all bets are off, John. Your wreckers or checkers coming back to the finish line.
And we've got some fast cars up front, man. Look at who we got up here. We got Daly. We got the Leah, who's been strong all night long. We got Beasley, the Tide Rides up there at 4th. You got Edson. He's been strong tonight, too, in the 7 car. Jose Gonzalez has worked his way back up after some early contact, a little bit of an issue. He's back up in there. So we got really that could win this race. Hell, you got Joey Tina back there in 10th. Joey needs a good finish. He's had some bad luck the last couple of weeks. Been caught up in other people's stuff. So let's hope that he can finish this out. You got EJ O'Rourke back up in there.
What is that noise? Somebody not pay their phone bill?
Mic check.
There you are. You're back. We get all the way to the end, Johnny. Now you start having mic issues. You're
Hey, man,
calling
why don't
satellites.
you-
You're calling space again. I told you sounded like you were calling Mars earlier.
Hey, man, send me some money through PayPal. I'll be glad to buy a new one.
Oh. Just the, okay, we don't have to buy the microphone, just the cable. Okay, that's. Oh. We're coming to green. Maybe. Overtime attempt number 1. He's John Mustian, staticky. I'm Wesley Outland. I've had my moments of static, and we're ready to bring this one to the finish at Vegas. Charles Wooten doing a phenomenal job in our ears as we get ready to come back to the Pennzoil restart zone. Overtime attempt number 1.
Parker spun the tires. Didn't need to walk onto there. Parker spun the tires a little bit there.
He certainly did. Parker up the outside lane. He'll lead. Daly behind. What a drive for Daly. How about also Donnie Lee?
Oh,
Beasley instant contact.
Instant.
Hold on to it. No
Saves
caution. Back straight away. They're good going to 3, John.
Saves the car. In the meantime, up front, Daly trying to get right up on him, get him loose a little bit, get him out of the groove. Leah back there in third, letting it all hang out, coming off the floor right there. We got to fight for the lead. Change of the lead. White flag is out. Next one ends it. Who's going to be down through 1 and 2? It looks like Daly's got a bit of a lead right there, but hold on. Here comes the 81 car. Parker on the outside. Steven through, exit turn 2, down those.
They work their way into the third turn off the Della straightaway. Parker throws the block. He went from the outside down to the inside. Donnie Leonel moves his way into this battle. It's a 3-car battle, 3 wide. He sandwiched him in. Nowhere to go. Daly, Parker at the line. It's Daly winning. 3 different winners in 3 races. Daly will pick up the win at the line at almost 9 thousandths of a second. Second spot's gonna go to Josh Parker. Donnie Leah sandwiched up on the outside lane on the last lap will settle for 3rd. And when it's all said and done, Daly made a move on Parker. It worked. He's your winner.
I'll tell you what, Donnie Leah left nothing out there on the track, man. He hit that outside wall, come off 4 so hard. I cannot believe he didn't wreck. But not only did he not wreck, I don't think he got out the gas. We're going to find out, folks, in the post-race interviews coming up shortly.
We will, definitely we are, as now Daly will celebrate. He will burn it down here at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And again, Parker out in front when they came to the white flag. Daly made his move, looked on the bottom, coming out of turn 4. Donnie Leah, I'm wondering, John, I'm looking at it one more time as they come to the flag stand for the finish. If Donnie Leah would have had room on the outside.
Oh, he had it.
That might have been a totally different story, and Donnie Leah would have been the winner here tonight at Las Vegas.
He was moving a good 5 or 10 miles faster than those 2 in front of him as he exited 4. It was a great entry he had right there. I love what he did right there. I mean, I think he got out just a little earlier than those guys did and really used that to his advantage.
And for the driver of Daly, he is going to be he'll be the unofficial winner. Donnie Leah.
Copy.
3rd place to Josh Parker. Richard Beasley, Gonzalez Dalton. There's your top 10. A rundown of the next 10, your top 20. We'll give you a quick look at the rundown. Tough break for Henderson. Falkingham, last year's champion, settles for 18th. There's your top 20. To the top 30. And John, what's your take of some of these drivers as we look now from 31 all the way down to the top finishing of guys that normally at the top? One time, Kevin DeBrown, top dog, wrecked, had to fight in the back and survive in the end for points.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. A lot of top names in this league find themselves in the back of the pack because of incidents. We talked about at the top of the show, this car is a beast to drive. And sometimes you tame the beast, sometimes the beast tames you.
Coming up, finish line, post-race wrap-up. John is going to handle post-race interviews with the top 3. I'm going to step away for a few moments, and then we'll be back to wrap things up quickly here at Las Vegas as Daly wins a wild one over Parker and Leah for round 3 of the SIM500. Call before you dig NC811 Cup Series. We're back. This is iRacing on LSRTV in a moment.
And welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We've wrapped up the SIM500 NC811 Call Before You Dig. And it was a wild one with Byron Daly coming out on top. We're going to get to it in a minute. First, I've got third place driver Donnie Leah. Donnie, buddy, I have never seen anybody drive a car as hard as you did on that last lap coming through 3 and 4. I really thought if you had some room up top there, you'd have taken it. You left nothing out on the track, buddy. Talking about your third place run.
It was definitely a good night. Congrats to Byron. He drove a good race, smart race. Just frustrating night to you didn't get a chance to really race it out. So many cautions. This car is a handful, I guess. But I like it. It's kind of fun to drive. I wish we would get more green flag laps, because you get a big run draft wise, and it's just fun to drive. Harder to drive cars are fun to drive. I mean, that's the way I see it anyway. But it just leads to a lot of wrecks or whatnot. But anyway, congrats to Byron and Josh had a good run too. Thanks to you guys. But yeah, no, I definitely drove the wheels off tonight. I had the speed. I just didn't have the right positioning at the times I needed to have it. So that's it. I got a little banged up fender wise too, so that hurt me. But it was a good night.
Well, my friend, you did an outstanding job there on that last lap. I really thought you had them. Do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just you guys for doing the doing the stream and every week. I appreciate it. And Joey and SIM500. I wish we could have put a better show on, but these guys, some of these guys are just they got to get a handle on this car and a little bit out of control. So we got to work on that. But just thanks to Call Before You Dig 811 and you guys. Thank you.
And there you have, folks, Donnie Leah, the Mystic Missile. Love this guy. I've watched him for years in real life racing, driving his modified in the Craftsman Truck Series. Watching him here at SIM500. Great run tonight, Donnie. Next up, we've got your second place driver, Josh Parker. Josh, man, what a fight down to the wire between you and Byron there. Looks like you spun the tires on that last restart. Talk to me about that run, man.
Yeah, no, there was no tire spin. It's just the way the aero is with this car. It was a fun race. It's tough to hold when you have fast guys up front, it's really tough to hold the lead if you're the leader with the runs they get. So it's kind of tough on, kind of where you want to run. So, yeah, it was a fun race, though. It's definitely the way that it played out. It was good that we actually had a good finish.
Good finish. Man, that was a great finish. You guys really left nothing out on the track for that last lap. Do you have anybody you want to thank for your second place run, my friend?
Yeah, you guys for definitely sticking out to the broadcast for 2.5 hours or whatever it was, and Donnie and Byron for running a clean race. It's always fun when you have people know what they're doing, and this car can work if people just give it a chance and kind of understand it. But yeah.
Well, thank you for your time, Josh. I really appreciate you, man. It's great watching you guys out there. Congrats again for your second place run. There, second place, Josh Parker. This guy's he's got stuff to watch, man. You guys make sure you tune in every week, watch these guys run. Last but certainly not least on my plate, Byron Daly, tonight's winner. Byron, you got me, buddy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Man, what a hell of a last lap that was. Talking about your run with that silver bullet-looking race car of yours.
Yeah, honestly, it was really, again, kind of like what Donnie said, this car is a blast to drive. It is a lot of fun, but it's challenging. And, we've seen it with the real guys, you step a little too hard, you end up in the fence. And I think it's just going to take some time for guys to kind of realize, try not to step over their level. But overall, I think the racing's going to be really fun this year. I mean, I thought that finish was, that was really cool. It was something that in the old car would have never worked, but in this car, you're just so on edge that you're able to kind of, try to manipulate the air around some of these other guys and make some moves happen. But, with some really good drivers up front, you'll have shows like that. And Josh, Donnie, all those guys are awesome. So it's hopefully we can get some more green flag running here as the season goes on and put on a really good show here.
Well, my friend, you guys did put on a great show. And you're right, this car is a handful. I've got faith in you guys here at SIM500, though I've known you long enough to know that you guys are going to get a handle on this car, and we're going to see a lot more longer green flag runs. Again, Byron, congratulations for your win. Is there anybody you want to thank?
Oh, yeah, just, I got to thank Dave Lanza letting me be a part of this deal. SIM500, 811, Call Before You Dig, you all for broadcasting. Everybody puts this stuff on, even on a night like this, it's fun, especially when you get, take checker flag. So I'm not going to complain about a thing. We'll go on to the next week and see what we can do.
Well, there you have it, folks. There's your winner. And it's kind of it's been the consensus with most of these guys. This car is fun to drive when it goes green, but there are still some folks that need to kind of wrap their heads around the way this car handles. You heard it right here, though. These guys love the car. I love the car. I don't think Wesley's ever driven the car, but he doesn't matter. But anyway, that's going to do it for tonight's race here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. My name is John Mushin for Wesley. We're going to take a quick break. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself there. We're going to do a wrap-up. We're going to go back to Team Speak here and finish this thing up. We're going to take a break. Make sure you tune back in for the last bit of this post-race show. We'll be right back.
Well, there you have it. And after being able to stop and catch my breath, thank you so much to John for filling in on post-race interviews. And, you know, in my closing thoughts, we got to wrap it up quickly, John. I wouldn't have said it better. We said it during the broadcast. The drivers just said it emphatically in post-race. We just got to adapt and figure out this car. But, man, they're fun to watch. And I think tonight said the same thing here at Vegas.
Absolutely. I am so looking forward to next week in Atlanta. I really enjoyed being back with you guys tonight, Wesley. And that's it for my post-race thoughts. I had a blast. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a fun time. We're glad that everybody enjoyed the ride. Hey, Justin Prince and myself coming up for video radio coverage on Community Radio Network for the Northwest Cup Series. That's about 25 minutes from right now from Atlanta Motor Speedway. So, John, a sample of Atlanta can be coming up here next. And, of course, it's on to Atlanta Motor Speedway. More details with the SIM500 Cup Series at sim500.com. They have leagues Monday through Sunday for all of your entertainment. For John Muschin, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations to the driver, Byron Daly.